The time is nigh. Open up your eyes to see the signs of the times. Got to be wise to all of their lives. Look to the skies from where my help comes. Wake up, got to wake up from the slumber. Don't let them pull you under. Rise up off the water. Never let them wrestle you into the mud.
Yes, family. Greetings in the name of His and Her Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, Empress Wazira Menin. Y'all already know, man. One perfect balance. Yes, welcome to Politically Incorrect, where we get it correct. And if we're not correct, feel free to correct us. Y'all know what time it is. We got some questions we want to answer. We got some special guests joining us tonight to assist us with some of these questions. Plus, we're going to take a look at some footage of some Parliament activities at home and abroad, get a glimpse of what this thing is going on, man. I mean, what's going on with these? You can't make this stuff up. It's getting heated. And what does that mean? What does that mean for the average person, just observing? What does that entail? Well, in fact, hold on. Let me put the number on first of all. Remember to tune in Politically Incorrect every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. or thereabout. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You can support the page via PayPal if you choose to, or you can give me email addresses, eBareilly@gmail, or you can definitely holler at WhatsApp at 246-838-8253. Give thanks to those who already, make things happen. Love and appreciate the support all day, every day. All day, every day. So tonight, we got some stuff to share. Got some videos to put out there. Man, oh man, oh man. I mean, so many things is going on in Barbados, over the region, over the world. So, you can make it, you can make it an issue, you can make it count, you can pay attention, you can ignore it. But by ignoring it, it doesn't mean that it is not happening. So before the guests come on in and we discuss the question, is the new fisheries legislation a good catch? Plus, what's going on in the fishing industry in Barbados? What's going on with the vendors in Barbados? What's going on in Barbados at that level? We hear a lot about, where we were with Beryl, same thing. And what has happened since then, there's been some repairs undergoing done by the fisheries. The good fisher folks, men and women, came together, did their thing. I've seen women stepped up cleaning. And so we definitely want to big up all the fisher folks, across Barbados. We in this together. We can't speak for the others, but we in this together. So I definitely give them a platform to share their thoughts and also share their concerns. Where is it? But I definitely want to drop some footage. I wonder if I should go out first, then come in, or start in and then go out. Well, we're going to be like fishermen. We out to sea. We're going to try to catch something. We're going to wheel it in. And we're going to drop some stuff tonight. So take a minute right now to go and tell a friend, and we're going to get this thing going. While I see one of the guests backstage, I see they're setting up their device so they can put it where they could be, visibly seen in the center. Yeah, I'm seeing you. I'm telling you to adjust the laptop. Yeah, I know you can hear me. Yeah, fix that. I can see you. Yeah, the curtains look nice too, but we want to see you. So I'll see you in a minute. But yeah, family, we're going to be good to go. The other thing I want to say too is Parliament estimates going on. A lot of stuff happening. A lot of folks getting arrested. I don't know if I'm going to touch on that. Personally speaking, I don't have enough details. But the estimate, if nothing else, is entertaining. But I want to play a particular part here, man. I don't want to call it theatrics, because that was a bad thing. But I just want to say one thing, man. I'm going to share this video real quick first. Let me share this one. If you think that what we experiencing is terrible, let me get the right one. You're looking for it. There it is. Yeah, you got a few of them here, man. You cannot make this stuff up, family. I want to play this off the top because we got time is rolling. So, King Alfred, I see you. I see you, family. Greetings to you too. Everybody else tuning in at home and abroad. Go tell a friend to tell a friend, family. Empress, I see you. I see you. Now, here's the thing, right? When it comes to Barbados, I know one of the things that does bother people is news. You know, we watch the news, we hear stuff. Some folks see stuff. Now they got WhatsApp, things pass around. Whether truth or not, it is get passed around. But the good news, the things that happening where people are doing things, making things happen, we don't often hear. So we're gonna hear some good news tonight. And we have some questions tonight also for those folks watching. So I want to play this real quick as a food for thought when it comes to the political scene in Barbados. Let me just drop this real quick. Hang on. Let me add this video to the screen here real quick. Now, of course, this is, y'all know what this is, man. You know what this is. Let it play out.
That it became clear that every state was to take responsibility for doing it alone, that it could cost the state millions of dollars, as these things do, that there were 60 beds available at the Alliance to End Homelessness that were free during the day, that there were other associated issues for...
Well, let me just put a context. Alliance to End Homelessness. This is the thing. And homelessness, you know, there are a lot of people in Barbados who might be homeless that don't appear homeless. A lot of people right now before the court, Mr. Minister, facing evictions. And where they're supposed to go, they're already having challenges because of the economic downturn and the struggles as it is, different reasons. And so, you know, they like 1 foot out. And so although they claiming that they're looking at it from a standpoint of those who perhaps dwell or live on the streets, you got a lot of people in situations, man, right now that are in front of the court, like I said, probably who knows how many cases. But these matters aren't being addressed as individuals who might need immediate help. So, but I'll let him tell it. Hang on.
Persons who are homeless, not the transient poor, those who find themselves homeless temporarily, because we house them, most of them, through the resilience unit. These are persons who have drug problems, people who have other issues.
Now, we see drug problems, other issues. Now, again, I don't know if that bracket, other issues, you know, include people who literally getting fired left, right, and center, don't have the financial capital to sustain themselves, because most folks living from paycheck to paycheck. So if there's no paycheck, there's no check to be paid. So I don't know if that's who they're referring to as well, but let him tell you the rest. Hang on.
There were nurses brought on, doctors brought on, a whole series of care. The Honorable Leader would also remember, if he casts his mind back, that yesterday I also said that we put in place in the estimates some monies to audit the finances of the organization. While we've been receiving reports every single time, our reports are up to date. Our visits to the agency have never proven anything to be off. And therefore, there's no shame, there's nothing to hide. And that whether we choose to engage ourselves in cheap theatrics to entertain people is a matter.
Now, that's where he kind of struck a nerve.
For the Leader of the Opposition. But the facts will speak for themselves.
Let the facts speak. And let me assure this minister, who has gained something of a reputation for giving answers that are not hostile, and he can be assured that these questions are not intended to be hostile. I'm asking this for the sake of the people of Barbados whose taxes are being collected, and they're entitled to know. And this is the follow-up question. No theatrics. This is the taxpayers' money that this government spends, and this government is giving $500,000 to one individual.
Can we have a follow-up question, honorable member?
The question comes now. No theatrics. The suffering people out there engaging in theatrics. No, I'm not. No, I am not.
Honorable Minister.
No, I am not.
Honorable member. Honorable Leader of the Opposition.
What theatrics? What?
Honorable Leader of the Opposition.
People across this country suffering. You're accusing
Honorable Leader of the
well?
Opposition.
Thank you very much,
for the last time, proceed with the follow-up question.
Let me proceed. I'm obliged to you, sir.
Thank you.
You're most.
Now, he's being accused of being theatrical, you know, like being melodramatic in the situation. And I think it's interesting that they all would, you know, point to him as being dramatic, as if to say, you don't normally behave like this. Like, you know good and well that you ain't care about the poor people of Barbados. So stop making noise in here. But it's interesting what Mr. Thorne turns and do. And I mean, they say a broken clock is right twice a day. You got to get jacket when he's right. He is referring to the people of Barbados who are currently having challenges, and we could talk it going and coming left and right. The reality is, look around. I mean, you have to be living under a rock to not recognize what's happening, the cost of living. The only thing that ain't moving is your salary for those who receiving a salary. But what about all those who have lost the salary, no longer have an income? What about them? What about them, huh? You know, listen to what Mr. Thorne had to say about that.
Most kind. Now, this organization, and this is no personal, I've never even seen the man in my life, but the public must know. And this is not theatrical. This is reflecting the suffering. This is reflecting the misuse.
Honorable Leader of the Opposition, you're going
funds.
over the same thing over and over again. Proceed with the question, or I shall move on.
Let me ask the question. I'm obliged to you, sir. I am asking this minister if he is aware that the beneficiary of those funds distributed hampers within certain neighborhoods of St. Michael, at certain homes, during Christmas 2024. It was not the homeless. I said at certain homes. The minister can say yes, no, or I don't remember. But I'm asking this minister, who happens to be here now, and this is not a personal attack.
Is that the
I am
question,
asking this minister to give account for public funds, and I'm asking this minister if he is aware that the said individual was distributing hampers at homes
Sir,
at Christmas within St. Michael. Thank you very much.
Honorable Leader of the Opposition, what does this have to do
I was about to
With the
say,
estimate.
estimates?
Well, let me answer what it has to do with the estimates. Let me say what it has to do with the estimates.
And the ministry.
Let the public
Honorable Leader
be
of the
reminded
Opposition.
that this entity, headed by this individual, received an experimental payment, and you can accuse me of repeating myself, but I have to give the sequence. Was the recipient the beneficiary of $500,000 last year experimentally? It is now said to this country that the same individual will receive another payment of $500,000. I am entitled to ask this minister if after receipt of those monies, whether this minister is aware that the said individual was distributing hampers not among the homeless for whom he received the money, but in homes in St. Michael. The answer is yes or no, or I don't know.
Question to the floor, Honorable Minister. Well, that's part of what's going on in Parliament. You want to see the rest of it, go and watch it. It's really entertaining, to say the least, but very concerning and very alarming. So again, family, you got to pay attention to what's going on, even from the standpoint of just being informed. It's not about picking sides and choosing sides, being informed. A lot of people are loyal because of, perhaps they like colors, they like people. But for the interest of Barbados, like I said, we got to do better when it comes to each other. And that's my position. We got some folks coming in tonight. We're going to bring on our first guest to speak on some of the works that she's been doing, again, to help people in Barbados. It's okay to see what's going on, and I ain't care, I can't get involved in that and whatever. But if there's a need you see that needs addressing, and you have the ability to address that, then you should be able to address that. It's not a political thing. It's not a religious thing. It's just the right thing. And so we're going to bring a guest on tonight. I think this is the first time she's joining us. Wait, hold on a minute. I see some folks here again, though, coming in. Who we got here now, man? Greetings and salutations to you as well. Greetings. Tim, I see you. Good night to you, everyone, as well. Empress, I like watching on Facebook, so I switched over. Good night again, family. Rhonda, greetings, Rhonda. Listen, I saw your garden, Rhonda. We got to talk. It's looking beautiful enough. It's looking very, very beautiful. All right, Empress, Ron shouting you out. Good night to you too, family. Good night, greetings. Greetings. Oh, man, boy, it's in the love Facebook. Pedro, I see you. Greetings, family. You say come out things. Well, we're gonna find out what's coming out in a minute. So we're gonna bring our first guest in here. Jackie, we see you too. Greetings. We wanted you to welcome a warm welcome to this young lady coming on with us. I'm saying it's our first time on Politically Incorrect. So, let's get really politically incorrect. Warm welcome. Joining us tonight for the first time is none other than Carrie Ann Norwell. Welcome to
Hi.
Politically Incorrect.
Good night.
Greetings. Let me go ahead and switch up, put some names on. There you go. Tell us a little about yourself. Go ahead and introduce yourself on the platform.
Hi, good night. My name is Carrie Ann Noel Brown. I am Secretary of Barnufo, also the Chairman of the St. Joseph Democratic Labour Party branch, and I'm also the project leader of Empowering Women in Fishing, a project which I have started we started last year, but we actually got it initiated this year, where we are trying to empower women in the country to come into the fishing industry and to get motivated into the fishing industry. I myself am a fisherwoman, and trust me, it's not as hard as everybody think it is. Once you have a love for fishing and you have a love for the sea, you will find that it's easy. Once you're willing to learn and you're willing to be educated, you have an opportunity out there because you can make money. You can send school your children more. You can. The fishing industry has this phobia about the fishing industry, but trust me, people working in the fishing industry have sent their children to university. You understand? Have sent their children overseas with scholarships by education and being educated through the fishing industry. You understand? Our chief fisheries officer is a woman.
Yeah,
The
show it to
leader,
these people anyway.
you understand? The president of Barnufo is a woman. All involved in the fishing industry. There is something out there for women in the industry. You understand? People always, we always hearing of it. It's not choosing sides, but it's trying to get a lot more people involved in the industry. And when you look at it, when a female gets involved in something, especially something that she's passionate about, they will go all out. I'm going to tell you something. When a man has a woman driving behind him, he will work. He will work because he knows, one, when I go there, I gotta bring in money for me, I gotta bring in money for her, and I gotta bring in money for the family. And then I also gotta look for my expense. So he can work, because he can push. He ain't gotta worry what happening on the line, what happening to her. She's right there side of him and she's working and pushing with him. You understand? And I did this to try to get into the schools, help the young people in the schools know, yes, there's something in the industry, there's something out there for you. You understand? And we're trying to get this training done, and we're trying to get the project up. We had a project just the other day where we went down to the boat yard where the guys are building the boats, and some of the young ladies participated in painting the numbers in the boats, and we're going back down next week to participate in helping to build one of those wood boats. So we be pounding nails, putting in screws, holding boards, everything. We just trying to get women involved in this thing. The industry is not as bad as you think it is. Yes, it's done right now because of barrel post barrel. Yes, there were a lot of complications. Yes, it was a lot of hard work. Yes, we had to push for the vendors to make sure the vendors get their subvention. It was hard, but we tried. You understand? And we are not crying down the ministry because yes, they help along the way. We are not crying down fisheries because they did a big part in it. You understand? But when you look at it, the people that are behind the scenes working don't get the kudos they deserve. And trust me, those guys down there in the Bridgetown Fish Market, yeah, they work hard. They work tirelessly to get their boats, the own boat owners, to get the boats back in the water so that we can get fish to feed the nation. You understand? The fishing industry, you understand, supports 50%. If you already know, 50% of the food in this country is from the fishing industry. You understand? So what would you think 50% of us out there fighting hard to feed the country, and then you hear the negativities, oh, they should have made money, but it's not as easy as you guys think. It's not as hard, it's not as easy, because you gotta buy the fish. And when you buy the fish from the boat, you understand? It doesn't end there. You gotta sell these fish to make back this money. You understand? And then you have to pay people to help do these fish. So it's not as easy as people may think. Working to make the money. You don't make the money, so it don't fall into your hands. You have to work hard for it. And if you're interested, and if you have a passion, you can do it. Once the passion is there, you can do it. That's why I'm pushing so hard for the females and women in Barbados to try hard, because some things out there are hard. Finding work, something is really, really, really hard. You understand me? And at first, I wasn't I was real skeptical about going fishing. But you see, when I got on that boat for the first time, nothing else mattered. Enough, I wanted to do the work. Yes, I vomited because it was an adjustment. But when it was my time to get up and work, I get up and work. You understand? And seeing the different kinds of marine life, pulling in those nets, taking flying fish with those nets, watching the porpoises out there. Trust me, there's a lot of excitement. And when you're out there and you in the skies and at night and you just lay up on the box and you relax yourself, all your worries and cares just disappear. Because you're so relaxed and you're so at ease. You understand? And then when the guys out there and the catching dolphins and stuff, trust me, my first experience was with catching dolphin. Wasn't an easy one, because it's my first time. And a dolphin with 30 something pounds or so choose to hold on for my line. At that time, poor me ain't know what to do, and I calling for help. And Ricky, God rest his soul, came to help me, and he told me straight, I can help you, but you gotta get this dolphin in this boat. You got to get this in this boat. You come out here to work, you gotta get this in this boat. And trust me, pulling in that dolphin was not easy. It almost took my life, but I got it in the boat. You understand? So it's fun, it's exciting. You understand? And if you have a passion for it, man, I'm telling you. So I'm encouraging women out there that are interested, please come on board. See what it's all about. You understand? The industry's coming back. The boats are going to get back in the water. The industry is coming back. If you have a problem, don't just run to the media about it. Come and talk to us in there. Tell us what happened. Let us deal with it. You understand? Because I'm not going to tell any lies. You can find some good and you can find some bad. You understand? In every job and every situation, there's good and there's bad. But if something happened and you want it rectified, there are people in there that are willing to rectify it for you. You understand? If you see my face in there, you can come to me. You understand? You can come to me. You can talk to me. I know who to talk to. I know who to carry it to. I know who to get justice for you. You understand? Just the same way when you come into the market, you treat us like we're human beings. You treat us like we're human beings, we're going to treat you the same way. Gone are the days when the hawkers in the market just look this way and that this way. No, some of us are the best dressed, some of the best dressed people in the market. And if you see, we make sure our clothes are clean. We make sure we are clean to give you the best service we can. Everybody not the same, but there are some very good people in that market, and they work very hard. Imagine standing up on your feet from 7 in the morning to 8 at night to make that dollar. You understand? And in 100 fish you got scale or 200 fish. Some things you have to scale and bone 1,000 flying fish to get a pair pack.
Wow.
And that's only in one day.
Shout out to Melissa Tate while we at it too, man. Gotta shout out to Melissa.
Yes, another fish, another vendor, another lady who's striving in the market, another lady who's been there for a while. You understand? And trust me, when you have good women willing to help, willing to get out there and do stuff, it's great. You understand? I decided to do it. Yes, as the president says, Shoreline does get fresh flying fish. But where do you So where do you think Shoreline gets the fresh flying fish from? And the fresh tuna and the fresh marlin?
Let me ask you a question then. You told Barnufo, if that's the right way to pronounce it. Tell us what is that? What does it mean? That's an acronym. What does it mean? Tell us a little bit about that, and as much as you can.
The Barbados Union of Fisher Folk Association, we represent the fisher folk, the organizations in the fisher folk. We are the umbrella organization. When anything happens in the organizations, there are the way it's supposed to go there to come and bring their problems to Barnufo, and Barnufo will try to solve them. You understand, by going to the entities that get it. Because if you look at it, when one person makes a dot, nothing happens. But when 50, say maybe 100 people make that dot, you get a pattern. It forms a pattern. You understand? So it will be seen. It will be seen. Understand? And that is one of the kudos that I give, because I'm now only been elected this year. For the elections was last year, so this is my first time being in Barnufo, and being there and seeing the stuff and talking to the other organizations. It's coming along. We're trying to do what we have to do. We are trying to fight for the fisher folk. You understand? Especially the vendors, and we're trying to fight for them. We're trying to be on board. But if we are not recognized, nobody will know what we're doing. And then that stigma will still remain. That distrust will still remain. And we're trying to build back that trust. Build that trust with the fisher folk. Build that trust with the outside world. And Barnufo is well known abroad. Not only here in Barbados. It's well known abroad. You understand? There are people that know about Barnufo, interested in Barnufo, and interested in the work we do. And if the opportunity was really given for people to just come into Barnufo and find out, you will see the work that is actually done in Barnufo, and the work that has been done from September when the new board was elected. Sorry, don't even say chosen, was elected, because the board was elected. You understand? And all the biases and all the different situations were curved. It was done the right way. It was done the correct way, and everything. We made sure everything was on board. You understand? The president is trying her best. She's working hard, and she got a good board behind her. And we are working with her. We are making sure we're pushing her to get what has to be done. We are on her back 24/7. I am on her back 24/7. I'm the secretary. Every meeting, I remind her the night before and the morning. I make sure everything is in the office, is there for the meeting. I make sure the people come. I reach out to all the people that have to come to the meeting. I clarify and make sure that they know they have to be there by a certain time, because we want to get this thing right. And the only way we can get it right is if we work together. It's not one person, it's a unit. Everybody working together to be better, to make this fishing industry better. We have to come together. All the nitpicking and animals, we gotta stop it. We got to stop it. If this fishing industry is to survive for the next 10 to 20 years, everybody has to.
It's gonna need a solidarity for sure. I know there are a lot of plans. I know there are a lot of plans right now going on in terms of the rebuilding down there and restoring of the Great Wall and whatnot. How is that? How is that coming along? That's from a standpoint.
From a standpoint, it is pretty. It has started, but what we must remember is that you're working with humans, not machines. So it will take a little time, but they have started, and they're getting this stuff sorted. And I know the chief fisheries officer, she's behind it 24/7, and she's trying to make sure everything all right. I know the government itself is trying to make sure the stakeholders they're in there. They had the stakeholders meeting, everything. But as I said, it will take time, because trust me, it's not a little bit of damage that was done in that market. I was there myself from the beginning to the end of the destruction. You understand? I saw Beryl take one of the fishing boats that I look after and fling it in top of the market and ring it in the roof and hold it there and drag it back in and fling it there again. And there's a wood boat I talking about. You understand? And I was shocked when Tabs Unity, which used to be L96, survived the storm. But that boat is a boat that rides the waves and rides the storms. But I'm telling you, everything was just happening down at the bottom. Then all of a sudden, all you hear is crack, 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 crack. All the top boats, everything at the top just destroyed. Barrel take a boat and move a whole diesel pump.
Yeah, I see the energy. But you know what? That tells us that, it showed us where our weaknesses are. at the time,
Yes, it
because
is.
now we can build on those because we don't know what's coming next. So we can
Exactly.
strengthen what we can build, especially considering now that some fisher folk, not all, are looking to put their vessels back into the water, and we
Yes,
don't
please.
want a repeat of what
No,
basically
no,
would
we
have
don't. And
happened last.
trust me, Emmanuel. I'm saying it right now. Barrel was just a tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, but my grandmother's also a woman, you know what I mean? She come and show up, that's make damage and go on.
Yeah,
It's called,
we
let me tell you
just
something, man. No one
yeah.
expected that. But like I said, it allowed us all to work together because I mean, just seeing that solidarity, and I
Yes,
know that
that unity was tremendous, tremendous.
it can't be done.
Everybody came together as one. Everybody
Correct.
came together, but there were, along the way there are going to be some naysayers and some thing, but the
No,
unity was great.
don't even put the time on in there, serious.
And that we ain't
That's
bother, we ain't bother about them because we
that's
got
not your
stuff
business.
done. You
That's right.
understand? We got stuff done, and trust me, I'm gonna keep saying it again. You understand? I love the sea. I love the fishing industry.
I think you fell in love with that dolphin, man.
Of course I did. Of course I did. And nobody got him but me. That was
Really?
mine. Nope,
Yeah.
nobody got him but me. That was mine. I caught him. That was mine. I couldn't give him to nobody. No, and after all hour, oh no. You understand? And I tell people, yes, get back in the sea because I'm gonna go back in. I'm gonna make sure I have one or two trips this season for sure. You understand? Because I'm telling you, out there, is graceful. You're at one and you're at peace with the universe, and it's great.
I can imagine. I'm looking forward to doing it. In fact, a colleague of mine, Malcolm, I'm waiting on him to come on in the studio as he be joining us tonight as well, and some of his colleagues. And so he could tell us about that. Plus, these guys actually recently went ahead and had a few experiences on the sea with the competition here and one in Grenada. So
No, sweet.
yeah,
I hear those guys. I hear those guys have a ball, man.
I can imagine. I would love to have made that trip, man, but I don't know. I wasn't
Yes.
prepared for that. But one of the questions I want to ask you though is, and this is kind of a serious in nature, in that we're looking at the industry now. We look across the world. We see all the different food security issues and whatnot. How do you see the fishing industry going forward? Because one of the
Yeah.
ministers once said that about 80% of the fish in Barbados is imported,
You want to hear why?
which is interesting.
Because
So hold on, wait. My question is, does that impact negatively on the fishing industry? Is it a case where we could do more, but we are not supporting our fishermen, or is it a case where the fishermen don't have the ability to capture more and then therefore falling short?
no, that's not it. Because sometimes in the market, a boat brings in maybe 50 something tunas. One boat. Some ship overseas and some stay here. That's only one boat. You understand? But if you look at it, if you're going to get it cheaper by importing it, what you going to do? And I'm going to give you all a little tidbit now, right?
You sure?
I'm going to give you a tidbit.
You're not rocking the boat, are you?
I ain't rocking the boat. I'm going to give you a tidbit. This is a tidbit.
All right.
When you buy frozen fish, right?
Mhm.
Ask them how long the fish was overseas before it get here.
Yo, don't do that, man. I'm telling you. I tell you, say you can rock the boat.
I ain't rock the boat. I give you a
ain't rock the
tidbit.
boat.
I give
Gee,
you a tidbit.
listen,
That's a tidbit. When
I
you
look,
come into
man.
when you come into the market, the boys out
Says,
there maybe 14 days.
hold on. Says, hold on a minute. You know you are politically incorrect. This is that's our program because we could all swim. If you go rocket, because we could
I can
swim.
swim. I can swim like a dive.
But rocket then, because I've been saying it for a minute.
If you push me in,
You
I
got
know
to take
once I
care
hit my
of our
head, I can
locals.
dive. When you
I ain't
come into
knocking the
the
business and not
right,
importing it. I ain't knocking it. If we
right.
not at the expense where we overlook our
you're not
own
knocking it.
fishermen and
Yeah,
our
you're not
fishermen.
knocking it. Now you're
That
not
can't
knocking it
work. That
because
can't work.
when the boats were damaged, that's what the vendors in the market, some of them were relying on. And trust me, sometimes when you get frozen fish,
Mhm.
you get a good quality, and you look at your fish. Sometimes you get good quality fish, especially sometimes the swordfish and the marlin. Sometimes when I buy frozen, I don't always buy, but when I buy frozen marlin, right? And I look at it, because I check my fish very carefully. My fish gotta be up to standard. It gotta be up to standard, because I am feeding people. I ain't feeding pigs, not dogs. I feeding humans. That's my philosophy every time. Even when they come off the boat from the market.
Well, I
Yes,
agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you. I can tell you something though. We at a point where we got to support our own first. I ain't say you
thank
can't.
you.
I ain't say you can't buy import. What I saying is I ain't overlooking our own. This been going on for too long, way too long. And a lot of these, companies, they exploit the fact that everybody looking for a dollar or a quick dollar, and they bring all this fish from God knows nowhere and drop it in Barbados. And like you said, some folks get the good quality off the top, but the rest is go. So we gotta do better. Okay, we'll get it. We'll get it. I got my guy back there coming out. Good, good, good. I see the crew. No pun intended, right? Well, yeah, pun intended. Sis, hold on a minute. Don't go nowhere. We gonna bring us.
I ain't going nowhere.
You might recognize these faces. You might recognize the official general. You got the general and the general. You know what I'm saying? The general and the general. I gonna leave it at that. But we gonna bring these two gentlemen in. I shouldn't even call them gentlemen, because these are some serious men. Some serious men. Any man that go to the ocean, that face the unknown, that kind of way, is strictly brave heart. Because my grandmother, one of the things Aunt Rose always used to tell me as well, the sea don't have no back door.
No, it doesn't.
That was her thing. So you go there play around, know that the sea
Ain't got no back door. All
So-
you see is sea. All you
See-
see is sea.
all you see is sea and scenery. Let me welcome
Yeah.
Brother Wade and Brother Malcolm to the platform real quick, joining us right now. Greetings, family. Greetings.
Hi.
All right, good night.
Good night,
Mr.
brother.
Giddens. Good night, Mr.
Brother,
Giddens.
everybody should know me already as Mr. Giddens, alright? Come out the Rosa.
AKA,
course.
AKA.
Come on,
Rosa.
Rosa.
Okay.
AKA Rosa.
You have another name, but I can leave that off since you left it off. I can leave it at that. Yeah, you're right.
The
Brother
Ben
Malcolm,
DC technician.
that's right. That's right. Deep sea technician. Qualified as certified. Greetings, welcome, Brother Wade, back to Politically Incorrect. Brother Malcolm, welcome again as well.
Yeah, greetings to one and all. Nice being here again.
I know y'all was involved in a whole bunch of fishing expeditions, the one local and the one in Grenada. Before we bring it home and discuss this legislation, is it a good catch? Speaking of catch, tell us how those experiences were, the local experience, as well as the one from Grenada.
Every day is fishing day, every day is not catching day. The local experience, it wasn't bad. We had about 12 boats in that tournament. That was early January, Oahu shootout.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a good fishing tournament, local fishing tournament with the local charter boats here in Barbados, as usual. Then we head over to Grenada and the ending of January, between the 20th and the 2nd of February, where we took the junior that would have won the Wahoo shootout here. We took him over to Grenada with us on Remember Me Now, Team Remember Me Now, with 7 other Bajan vessels that participated in that tournament. I will say the biggest tournament in the Caribbean, Grenada Billfish Tournament. And the Bajan boats performed creditably well. We have a 3rd place with Eclipse with Captain Mario, and congratulations to him. And our junior that fished on Remember Me Now, he placed 2nd in the juniors. 2nd to the junior that fished on Mario's boat, Eclipse, who was a Grenadian. All in all, it was a beautiful fishing tournament. And we are prepping now for this weekend. We have a open water shootout this weekend, and then another one the 15th of March, and then the Barbados, the Sir Charles Williams International Tournament here in Barbados at Port St. Charles. So all are welcome to come over and be part of the action.
I didn't even know that this fishing thing was such a, well, I mean, I see the boats, but I didn't know it was such a whole big thing going on about here. It's like a whole different world. You know, just the little glimpse I got is like, well. But it's serious. I see people take this thing very serious.
When you laugh want to come fishing, it can't be a joke thing, you know. It's a business. It's a serious thing.
I would like to know one thing, and nothing else. When y'all go out in the sea, like when you leave and you start leaving the coastline and you start realizing that Barbados starting to disappear slowly but surely, what's be running through your mind? Like what's the thoughts you'll be having?
That you're going to work. You know, other people will be looking back at Ireland and saying, "We going here for you." I better miss it. We land gone. You know what more is to do, so it's a thing that you got your mind set ready to go to work. So ain't no turning back. If you got 200-300 miles to go, is your mind set to go there?
Facts.
Wait, hold on. How many? Say that again.
So when you got like 200 miles journey to go, ain't no turning back. You know, the mindset you're going straight to 200 miles and fish probably 300-400 miles.
Man, you pulling my leg. You gotta be kidding me.
Some boats, yeah, he's right.
On those fishing vessels or the long. You mean like a long liner? You mean a long liner, man?
The long liners.
Man, I don't know, man. That just sound far. It just sounds
far. Flam, I fishing flam fishing boat do the same journey too.
Yes, they do.
Listen, full respect to the fishing folk here. I don't care what nobody say. I think the fishing industry, because like the sister said earlier, of the stigma is underrated. And I really think that it's time that we redefine what the art of fishing and fisheries is about. And so when I say that now, you gotta look at it in a holistic manner, because if these individuals who literally risking their life in order to bring food back to the nation for local consumption, regional and international distribution, I think that we should put a bit more focus on what they do, have a bit more dialogue about what they would like, rather than simply coming and telling them this is what you're gonna be. You know,
exactly.
Ideas that come from God knows where by some consultant. I'm gonna leave that at that for now. But it needs to be looked at and redefined in the minds of those who may take it for granted. What's your thoughts on that, Malcolm, in terms of Barbados? Let me use Barbados, because I'm sure that's the same stigma all over the world.
You see, yes, it needs redefining, because as I said on the last program, fishermen is a special breed. That's why Jesus had them as his disciples.
Great.
So we can't be looking down at fishermen. We gotta look up at them, because what they do on a daily basis, they earn a lot of persons that are willing to go there and do it. So it needs to be redefined. You see, I think the classism in jobs is to blame for these things, because the man that sit down in the office, we look at him as the upper echelons of society, while the men that fishing, we look at them from the lower echelons of society. But teamwork that we gotta look at, because at the end of the day, all two classes are still fueling the economy at some rate and at some point.
What I'm going to tell you is this, though. You say that they're fueling the economy, but the people that make decisions then, when they, sit down their closed doors and discuss how we want to bring change to an industry, do you think that they sit down with enough, let me use that word, enough fisher folk in order to make determinations? Because okay, say you talk to one or two people, but one or two people may have a different vision, a bias based on their own preference. Do you think it's a fair, balanced discussion going on in the fishing industry in Barbados to say that they are considering all fisher folks?
listen, government don't take this fishing industry serious, you know.
No.
Because what I see, they have one boat went out, hooking 2 weeks ago that sink, and the fisherman that was on the boat, he has 9 miles to swim to get back home.
Wait,
And then,
hold on. You said boat went out and wait, it sink?
Yes, it sank.
Yep.
It sank.
They might have to swim 9 miles to come home.
9 miles to get back home.
Wait, start up on the topic again, cause I ain't see this in Nation News.
Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you right now, right? They're not going to take fishermen serious, because you might leave home to go fishing, but you ain't going to get back home. But that fisherman guy was very lucky and very brave that he swam 9 miles to get back home. And then earlier this week, another one was sink. A sea drop in the boat. The man had to cut the nets just to get the boat free to get back home. And that happened this week too. You ain't seeing the news. People come and ask how the guys was freeing their life, but then they're gonna come and say, and the fish price is a bit too expensive for their likings.
Nah, that's serious. That tell me it's serious. Carry on, see that happening all the time. That is crazy.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
So imagine Emmanuel now. Four men or 5 men, depends on the longliners, leave their family,
right,
gone fishing. And when they come back, when they're out there fishing hard, seas get big, seas get rough, them out there. And they're gonna fight to keep this boat above sea to get home with this catch they got to feed this nation. You understand? To help feed this nation. And they're fighting, they're only fighting to save the catch and they're fighting to save their lives because they gotta get this boat back into port. 400 miles from Barbados. You know what's 400 miles from Barbados?
I can't even imagine.
Sometimes there's no other boat around you that can help you. Sometimes the boats are not around you that can help you. Sometimes the Coast Guard might not get to you in time. How do you think these men feel when they come home and to hear your fish is too expensive, your fish is this, your fish is that, and or their boat get destroyed and they go to get help, and then you can hear, oh, we can't help you because your boat ain't insured. Did you ask her for why the boat wasn't insured? Did you know if they're willing to get their boat insured, but the stipulations that they have by the time they done insure it, the date?
Sure.
Or they can't fish no more? Huh? Do you know how hard it is? And I will keep saying, and I can keep saying it all the time. These fishermen that go up there are not sure if they're going to come back home to Barbados. Are not sure if their bodies will ever be found.
Serious. No, I really do think that at this point, there needs to be a relook. A level of respect needs to be given that perhaps might have been overlooked. Like I said, like you said it earlier, because of the stigma. I think Malcolm mentioned it too about the so-called social status. It's been going on for a while, but here we are now in 2025. They're looking at doing new policy, new legislations, and I'm not a fisherman, so I would like to think that somebody could elaborate on it a bit and give us your thoughts on it and an overview, and perhaps to see if it can make a difference. Because at this point, from my understanding, it's already a done deal. But nothing is written in stone, though. Correct?
Nothing is written in stone.
If you write it once, you can write it twice. If you write it twice, you can write it third time.
It can be rewritten. They need to get input from the fisher folk.
I actually think when ministers going into to explore about the fishermen, they should actually have a fisherman to back the fishermen, or 2 fishermen. Because every one fisherman do the talking, and there's 100 fishermen, they're gonna say, only one fisherman talking. So the rest is interesting. So when you go into meetings, you should at least got a fisherman, a representative that actually come into place to guide them, because they're working in office and you work in EC. So they have to got a representative to guide them, because years ago we could have started fishing straight from the complex. No, you can't start. You got to go to school. and when you go to school, you can't tell me that you're a fisherman, you know. You actually gotta get up there.
You read about fishing. You're not a fisherman. You read about fishing.
You read about,
You read about it, but you're not.
Oh man, this is crazy, man. I always ask the question: do liners have navigation equipment in case they go adrift?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Listen. I believe I can still find an old chart, but when you put some people heads to the old charts, I tell you a navigation on a chart, they're gonna scratch their heads all up. You can't get a GPS. Somebody you get a GPS, them know it. They can't even give you a coordinates for one of them, like say Africa.
You got that right.
Nah. Well, we gotta do some retraining as well. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think there needs to be a bridge, some assistance on both sides, because you're doing something for 20 years a certain way don't mean you're doing it right. You feel me? There may be ways where you can enhance and expand and improve. And there are perhaps some ways that you could share your knowledge that may make a difference in the way they might be looking at it. Malcolm, what's your thoughts on this regarding legislation?
I don't think enough consultation went into this piece of legislation at all. None whatsoever. Because when I look at the legislation, I see that it regurgitating some things from a legislation that went through Parliament last year and passed and is law right now, which is the Shipping Domestic Vessel Act 2024, which is also a maritime piece of legislation. And if the persons in charge of the fishing industry were really serious about the fishing industry, they would have tried to walk hand in hand with this other piece of legislation, and the fisheries division deals strictly with the management and data collection for the fisheries, and not trying to lump everything into one. So I don't think enough thought processes went through with this piece of legislation. They may have had consultation, but it may not be with the right individuals as well.
That's what I'm thinking now too.
They may have sit down with fisher folks, but they may not have sit down with them long enough to build up the legislation in the way that it should have gone. And that is my opinion on the legislation, because the legislation weak. The legislation seems to be more in tune with fines and trying to find people for infractions that they could have on the water, but it has to go hand in hand. You got to work with the fishermen, and the timing for this piece of law going through Parliament right now too. It can't be no regrouping to get back to fishing, and this piece of legislation getting forced on them like a ticking time bomb. And I'm sure there are lots of fishermen out there. There are lots of workers within the markets out there that knows nothing about this piece of legislation. Ain't even know that it was laid in Parliament a week or so ago. So when these sort of things are happening, at least you gotta notify the people that it's going to affect. If you don't notify the people that are going to affect, you're going to end up in a tailspin in the long run.
But when you say fines on fisher folk, it more focus on the fines to fine you. Explain that a little bit more, Malcolm.
Okay, when you look at the legislation for things like unregistered vessels and vessels that are not licensed, There are fines associated with that now. If you had to look at the previous legislation, it was always a thought process that the previous legislation was a dog without teeth. It didn't have no bite. But this piece of legislation that they're bringing now seems to have too much bite. And it would cause some problems in the fishing industry.
But when you say problems, like in what capacity? You mean in terms because the amount of fines that they're going to have, or is it the case
The
where
amount of fines that an individual will have to pay, it will cause problems.
so what they're trying to suggest is that fishermen had it easy before, so now we want to pull back a bit and put some restrictions and I mean
I think when you look at most pieces of legislations that are being passed now, right? And to be fair to the general public, there's some hefty fines that are being placed on them. And you could only think that is in an effort for the government to raise its revenue. Because there are better ways to go about these things than to place such hefty fines. And when the minister is talking in Parliament, he reiterating on the fines, on the fines, on the fines. That can't be the case. You teach a man to fish, and your dog was give him fish. So if we reschool and retool the fishermen and get them to know what we want from them, these hefty fines won't have to be a deterrent.
Well, what is said here in this article in Barbados today, they said the government on Friday moved to tighten regulations on the fishing industry with a bill that would enforce stricter regulations, harsher penalties, and bans on destructive fishing methods. As the House of Assembly debate the Sustainable Fisheries and Management Bill, Minister of Environment and National Beautification, Green and Blue Economy, Adrian Ford, said the legislation would support sustainable national food and nutritional security while safeguarding the marine environment and ensuring the long-term viability of the industry. Now, when they say safeguard the marine environment, I suppose he means to say that, fishermen currently were overfishing the waters, which I think is strange, seeing somebody importing 80% of the fish. I don't understand it. I mean, again, I don't have the statistics or like you said, the consultants or whoever give them the report. I don't know if it is that they're importing 80% of fish in Barbados, that the fishermen in Barbados overfishing the waters. That don't really make sense to me.
Emmanuel, remember when we were young? I don't know if your grandmother ever told you this, but remember, there's always say you don't look a gift horse in your mouth.
Man, don't
And
do that.
everything that glitters is not gold.
Don't do that.
Remember the Greeks. Remember Troy. Remember Troy.
But Malcolm, I asked you not to rock the boat. I don't know what going on.
I didn't rock the boat. I just said something. I ain't saying nothing bad. I told you what our grandparents used to tell us.
Listen. Hold on a minute, man. All I saying, right, is that again, I would like to think that when they sit down and make because I'm all for the first why is Rastafari. Anybody love the herb more than the herb, man? So I love the sea same way. So what he's saying though is that I feel the brother when he talked about saving marine and make sure no damage income like the ships during COVID, but that's another conversation. My point though is that when you say stricter penalties, like you make it seem like we can catch them now. We can make sure we put penalties on them. I would like to think that a conversation, Malcolm. The conversation, did y'all have a meeting to discuss this whole thing?
I can tell you one.
Were y'all invited?
Emmanuel, as I say in the last meeting, and I can say it now again, the minister is just sitting down to the desk with paper and pen and they're killing the industry. This industry is going to dead. I ain't giving it another 10, 15 years. They're still trying to upgrade it, but I believe they are downgrading it.
No, they're about to spend.
No. Don't tell me. Don't say it. They're downgrading it. I awaken to it. They're downgrading it too. All the fishermen that in the 60s and 70s going out. So who we can get fishy boat now? You gonna get robots coming out to fish the boats
or Chinese?
But you realize that government now trying to ship all all people that is not legal. So I understand what you're trying to tell me. I just keep it real. So I believe they're going to import fishermen or get robots to fish the boats. They are not upgrading the fishing, they're downgrading it. Don't care how they get inside the office and drop the papers and come back and say they're trying to make the industry better. They're making it worse.
But how can it be better if no one is in agreement with your? But hold on a minute, and let me play God's advocate, because like I said, I'm sure there are people who go out there and do some things that they probably ought not to do. That's fair.
That's fair.
Okay, and I like to think that the regulation they put in place is to make sure that.
But you gotta remember this here too, you know. Man don't bite more than we could chew. So if I could only chew one cracker and you want to chew two, all at you. I can actually can't cold the water, but I can't tell you drink it.
True, but you throw him in the water.
Yeah, Emmanuel. There's some decent things within the legislation, you know.
Right.
There's some decent things within the legislation. The whole legislation ain't all bad.
It's not all bad. No, it's not.
It's not all bad. There's some good things within the legislation. So my thing is, why would you use some of these good things to camouflage?
Okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. A smoke and mirror kind of thing.
Things like equipping boats with
GPS
with
tracker
equipment, not with trackers, so that they could gather data where fish is being caught, and you can also know if a boat is in distress. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
So that would help alleviate fishermen going on the radio and calling, and nobody ain't hearing, and then the batteries run down. They ain't got no light. They can't start, and they adrift at sea with nobody and know where they are. With the tracker, fisheries will be able to identify a probable location where the fisherman are. He needs assistance, and assistance could be rendered to that fisherman. Right.
I agree.
Implementing the FADs, which is the fishing aggregated devices, that is another good thing under the act. Because with the FADs have improved fishing in Barbados tremendously, not only for commercial fishing, but also for the sports fishers. Mm-hmm. It plays an integral part in tourism. Thousands of people come here and book charters to go out and fish.
Yeah, I realize.
Capture marlin. And with the FADs draw the pelagic fish closer to land and make it a lot easier. Without the FADs, fishing is a lot harder because the bait fish is a lot harder to find. So persons depending on bait fish, they're not getting it like how they were getting it a year and a half to 2 years ago. So where there's a lot.
How come like the bait fish? How come
man has to buy bait on the market? Pardon?
How come it's not getting the bait fish like they was getting it before? Like
the FADs, the bait fish used to be attracted to the FADs.
Right.
So you could go up by the FADs and hook the blow goats at the FADs that men actually used to go and do snappering and things with. But there's no FADs out right now. The FADs that were out, what and broke them moorings and end up in neighboring islands, broke them moorings and end up in fisheries. And the last two FADs that were out there, they succumbed to barrel forces. So barrel didn't only destroy the fishing boats, but also destroy fishing aids that was aiding with fishermen getting bait a lot easier and going and fishing.
So what's one of the solutions for that? You're not going to answer that question. What's one of the solutions for that part right there, right now? What do you suggest or would you recommend pertaining to that right now?
The easiest solution for that right now is that the 5 or 6 FADs that are in fisheries yard, redeploy them.
Oh, they have some. They
redeploy
have
them
some.
and put them back out there, sir.
They have some.
They have saved some are in fisheries. So it's just to redeploy. Find somebody and contractor to redeploy them. Find work for somebody.
Well, I I know about putting fines out, but I would volunteer. I mean, not volunteer, but we can talk about that. I mean, get the fines out in the water.
The fines has greatly improved fishing around Barbados.
Wow.
Many
But
charter
maybe
boats used to go by the fines.
right.
Many
But
charter
maybe
boats used to go by the fines because in charter fishing and in sports fishing, we do a type of fishing called catch and release. So the big marlins that bite, we bring them to the boat, take photos, and release them back into the world so that the fishermen can catch them.
Right. Wow.
To bring them to the market as commercial fish.
Rather than just catching them and carrying along.
Instead of we catching them, we get paid for a charter. So we go there, and most of the people that actually do charter fishing, they have an understanding of sports fishing and they know it's catch and release. And a lot of them ask you to release the fish. So it's just bring the fish to the boat, take photos, and release the fish. The fish goes back into its domain. The fisherman go fishing, and that said fish will bite on the fisherman line and become on somebody else's plate. So the charter boat get paid for his charter, release the fish, the fisherman catch the fish, and that's the income for the fisherman. So that's how we coexist in this maritime domain.
Working together.
Yeah, it's a teamwork thing.
But I like that though. But I'd like you also said, but somebody asked a question where you get the statistics from. The minister at the time, I think, of the blue economy, he said it in Parliament one day that Barbados imports 80% of the fish. That's where I got that from. A minister in Parliament a few years ago. I don't know if the number is still the same, but that's where I got that from. But if you ask anybody in the fish market, they'll tell you that a lot of fish get imported in Barbados. They won't even tell you the total, but it's a lot. Here's a question for you though, and this goes back to the legislation again. Do you think that at this point, and I mean, Brother Wade said it, well, as far as you're concerned, it's destroying the industry. Do you think at this point that this legislation would help or damage? And Kelly, I'm going to ask you the same question as well, Kerry Ann. If you think it would is it adding value, or in a way you think is taken away from the industry?
It can cause some shifts. It will cause some shifts because in the new legislation it speaks about registering vessels. Vessels used to always register. Don't get that right or wrong that vessels was out there and wasn't registered. Fisheries has inspectors that's come out and inspect the fishing vessels and register the vessels on a yearly basis. Captains gonna have to have a license.
Makes sense. That's so straightforward.
Days of people getting on a board and say that there's a captain and don't have a license, they're going to have a license. My thing with this is that under the Shipping Domestic Vessels Act that was passed in July last year, they have the same thing within the act. A fishing vessel is a vessel. Under that act, they have created the Barbados Maritime Transport Authority. Why not did these brilliant minds cause the fishing vessels to be registered under that body? That way, fishery take registration from fisheries. Fisheries ain't got nothing to do with registration anymore. Get that to the Barbados Maritime Transport Authority.
Under that body, makes sense.
Under that said authority, at present, they are grandfathering in persons that had speedboats license, persons that were captaining boats for X amount of years. They are grandfathering them in to this new phase. It could have been done for fishermen too under that said piece of legislation. And fisheries now, on the other hand, will be dealing strictly with fisheries management and fisheries data. We got one entity dealing with the registration and the safety of life at sea, which is the Barbados Maritime Transport Authority. and fisheries dealing with the management and the data of fish and see how they could better put things in place to improve the fishing industry. But you got fisheries still. I think we got the horse behind the cart.
No, I think you got
Because
the
we
boat
still,
net, not the fish.
we put fisheries now telling themselves we still want to register fishing boats. Give that to the Maritime Transport Authority. Training. They are coming up with training for any person in Barbados that want a license, a small vessels license, and these vessels are up to 150 gross tons. They ain't got the fishing vessel boat here at that sort of tonnage. So all vessels under that should have gone to that agency.
Agency, right.
And the training, they would have outlined the training in accordance with IMO, which is the International Maritime Organization. And it would have been streamlined, not fisheries going to be doing their thing. And the Barbados Maritime Transport Authority doing their thing. It should have been gel. When we look around the world, it gel. Why Barbados we separating it? As I said before, and I was reiterate again, the fishing industry is a dual ministry, agriculture and blue economy. So it would have been wise to move the registration and the safety aspects of vessels, how they operate on the waters of Barbados and international waters under the blue economy, and deal with fisheries management and data collection under the Ministry of Agriculture. In my estimation, that seems more sensible and more feasible, and you will get a lot more done.
But it sounds plausible. It sounds plausible. Carrie Ann, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, my thoughts, Malcolm, is my well-being, everything goes with what Malcolm said.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Because at the end of the day, when you sit down and you analyze, you understand? It's not the minister, it's not Madam PM, it's not fisheries, it's not the people out there in agriculture, the big heads. It is the human beings who are involved in the fishing industry, the fisher folk, the fishermen that go there and catch the fish, and the vendors that sell the fish. You understand?
That's right.
So if you're gonna put a legislation that deals with us, put a legislation that is gonna help us and help us to improve. If you're gonna have the fishermen registered, of course you have the fishermen registered, but the boats are already registered. The captain has to sign a paper, has to fill out a form to take in. So you already know who the captain of that boat is. If there's a boat on the sea that the captain or the crew ain't registered in fisheries, who the captain of that, something is wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
Something is wrong.
I agree.
You are supposed to, because you have to have that fisherman's ID, which carries your fisher ID and your passport number.
But let me ask you a question. I think what you're saying is important. Would a fisherman then have to be a member of Barnifo in order to well, let me rephrase that. Should the register or a fisherman with license or the fishery ID cards be a member of the organization?
The fisherman, if they don't have their own fisherman organization, will join one of the organizations in their landing site, like Bridgetown, Oysters, Pearl Bay, Sandpit, Paynes Bay, or that he will join one of his organizations. Then that organization will be a part of Barnufo, which means if something happens, you understand, and he's registered with his organization, Barnufa can step in.
Oh, Barnum was the umbrella then, basically.
Umbrella, we can step in and do our part. Yes,
Okay.
Barnufa is an umbrella organization. You understand? We are there to govern and help and understand the fisher folk or the fisher folk and the fishermen. You understand? We are there. You understand? Just like we're talking about this legislation now. You understand? We should have been a part of that decision making. You understand? Somebody
hold
from
on a
the
minute.
fisher folk should have been a part of that.
Let me ask you that question. You suggest that your organization was not a part of it, or maybe not to your knowledge?
Well, not before I stop my foot in my mouth.
Not the safety net. I gave you the safety net.
Not to my
not to your
knowledge.
knowledge. Right. I gave you a net to fall in. Because somebody might turn and say that, yes, we call y'all, but y'all didn't show up.
You understand? Not to my knowledge. And listen to me very carefully. I know my president.
Mm-hmm.
If we are there, we didn't know. That's I can say. I don't know if we were reached out. I don't know.
Okay. Wade, what's your thoughts, Wade?
Well, they're probably where the station is about. Before I leave Barbados to go fishing, the boat owner does know exact who on his vessel going to work. If there's any problem, and you have to call the Coast Guard, the boat owner knows exact who on his vessel. I ain't got no problem that if I got to leave Barbados, as they were going to say before, they'll need to get the boats, like saying the boats got to submit their leaving, who on the vessel. But I might go and say clearing custom to go fishing today. I go around fishing. When I get 10 months, I got a problem, I got to come back. That means I got to come back to clear custom again to leave the next day again. So that's got fishermen tell you that, because some fishermen will say that we clear custom really, we go back and get problem fixed and left in the night. And that can cause a lot of problems. I know it's right to clear custom, that at least when you leave here, everybody know who on board the vessel. So I ain't got a problem clearing custom. I was clearing it before. So it's just like you clear custom, everybody can know, custom know who on your vessel, you gone. When you come back, you clear custom again, custom will know that you back home safe. It's the only difference as like if you when your workers text it and Coast Guard can't take you off on your way down. Because my boat might be fast, but not fast enough like Coast Guard, so you never know, it'd be life and death too.
Well, I think that, like Malcolm said, I think all y'all said the same thing. There are good aspects, there are good parts of the legislation that make a lot of sense. And for what I'm hearing, it does. But there may be some parts where, there may be some dialogue or more dialogue needed, because I'm sure they would have spoken to one or two individuals. Well, individuals, I don't know how many or whatever or whoever. But from what I'm understanding, that maybe there's some aspects that might can still do with a little tweak. And that's the best part and beautiful part about including the actual folks who deal with this. I mean, for Madak going out 100, 200, 300 miles, 400 miles fishing in Kamba, man, he got to God saying this thing because it's his life that's out there. Is he's the one that taking all the chance, all the risks. I mean, unlike farming, fishing is a life-threatening endeavor. I mean, farming, the most you might fall down on the tractor, drinking too much canned juice, I don't know. But fishing is a whole different conversation. And like I said, I think it's time that we redefine and give fisher folks the respect and restore the honor that needs to be restored, because like you said, I think, Kelly, I said, it's kind of looked upon.
What I would like to see in life is that fisheries pushing a lot of aspect of fishermen. I would like to see somebody in fisheries officer also come and take out one boats and move it from the complex and take it out and bring it back and park it back. Mostly I would like to see some boat owners do the same thing. Because it's just like, Fishermen is jokes, you know.
Serious thing,
Then
man.
then the net fishermen look like jokes.
It's
Yes,
an art and a craft. I love it. I love it, Wade.
yes.
I tell you.
Even yes, even with
I
cleaning and boiling fish. I would love to see one of our ministers, one or two or three of them, come in the market from 7 o'clock in the morning, take up 100 flying fish, scale them, bone
Malcolm,
them, bag them, and then left in there to see how it does feel. I'm
I don't
so
go.
serious.
Man, you
I don't
can't get it whole. You can't get it whole. You get at least 10 flying fish.
No,
fly fish like
But
that in the
but
whole day.
but
ten a
seriously
little bit.
speaking, seriously speaking, it's about time that some people in office that pushing a lot of things to fishermen come in there and move aboard without damaging anybody's vessels.
In between everybody else, in between everything else.
Everything else.
Yeah, I get the point that I would like to see them when they get a lot of big talk, a lot of promises that ain't fulfilling.
And
Just come
yes,
and move a vessel.
and then come in the market, dress up like always gotta dress up and scale and bone a couple of fish and see how it does me. Not sitting down, stand up on your feet in the scaling room, and then girls when it's still and stand up there and boning and scaling and boning fish.
Listen,
I know
Ken.
And right now,
before they get halfway, they're gonna
any position right now that me and Malcolm have now, I would like to come and find them with anchor grain of sand and some fiberglass nut. We trying to help repair some of the boats that they could get back in water too.
Speaking of repairs on
Much of them
boats,
got
how is that coming along? Speaking of repairs on boats, how is that coming along? Because Carrie Ann got some things. You know,
the wine ain't down. The actually wine ain't down.
okay.
The actually wine ain't down. A few more boats gonna get in water just now.
I looking forward to that, man. I actually seen some guys also working down there where they had the helicopter pad. I didn't even know they had boats on there too being worked on direct. So I definitely got a short demand on there putting in work too. I noticed some stuff, good works being done. I don't remember the brother name, Malcolm, but Wade might know who I mean direct. Working on the car part.
Pedro.
Putting some good work.
Pedro.
Good work. I seen a vessel he got down there, man. I ain't on front. Man, it blew my mind, yeah. It had me like, whoa. It had me like, whoa, this thing look nice. In fact, I look for a picture, man. I can post it too. But I think y'all are doing an amazing job. I think the works is a passionate work. You gotta love this thing to do this thing. You can't talk this thing and play this thing.
Actually, can I get a few of the girls out yesterday, and I actually did start to paint some of the names in the boats. The girls active ready to come out to help do work, but the fingernails, man, they don't want the fingernails dirty.
Those are so bad.
gotta get plastic gloves. The willing, but it's a little character.
No fingernails, we got it.
I sent you some pictures, Emmanuel, of the girls there doing some painting.
Let me get it. I on it. Listen, I want to shout out everybody that right now a part of this program, the fisher folks, man. I have literally fallen in love with fishing and the fisher folks, man. It's just such an amazing energy and amazing people. I mean, it reminds me when I went to St. Vincent for the first time and watching man put a sack of yams on his shoulder. And anybody knows St. Vincent know that they're in a railroad system that kind of way. When you come down the mountains with a sack of 100 pounds on your shoulder, a yam, you got to run down this mountain. You can't just stop, you will pull out your knee. So you got to run it off. You get to the bottom of the hill, you got to kind of run that off. When I saw a man do that, I said, wait. I was like amazed. He said, nah, man, he must have got about 20 more sacks to bring down. I said, you making sport. You making sport. And making pennies on it. That's my problem. That was my problem. Like, wait, you serious? Nah.
Yeah.
We got to.
That's why I'm so passionate about getting the ladies involved in this fishing industry. That's why I'm so passionate about getting the youth involved in this fishing industry, because when the guys, as Wade said, when these guys go home at 60, 65, and all these fishermen, these elderly fishermen go home, what are we going to do?
Serious.
You understand?
Serious.
Look, There's BCC there. There's the Polytechnic. You understand? There's other entities, and I know there are boat builders out there who are willing to train young people in boat building.
Serious. Now we on it, man. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening, and I know that it's happening. I can say that with authority that is happening. It doesn't matter what. Now I guess the when, not the if, because in no ship coming to save us. I can tell you that if we don't see this thing and step up on our own, well, we gonna know what time it is just now, man.
We gotta save ourselves.
Yeah, let me
we gotta save ourselves.
Let me save the joint. So now hold on, let me share this screen here so you can see this here. I like what you're seeing already, man. Let me share the screen. Hold on a second. So were you paying it to carry on, or you just instructing?
I allowed my girls to paint because they were very excited.
Hear that no weird? You want ministers to come and born, but I want to see you painting too.
No, I want build. I want I want ponging holy boards. So I will send pictures for you next week with me on the board ponging and putting on the boards and everything. Carrying the wood. You will see me next week what I want to do. That's what I want to be doing.
Let me add this to the stage. Let me add this up here now. All right, so we got somebody here dropping in some letters. You're gonna have to tell us about this as we try to go through these images. Let me see what best I could get this going without. There you go. So this is your team putting in work.
Yes, please. And there's Mr. Bates showing them how to start it, how to do it. It was wonderful.
Mr. Technician, I like it though.
Yes, please.
Well,
so what is this here though? This looks like a
that's an outboard.
Outboard.
Yeah. That's about 27 feet long.
27? Okay. I like him. I see what they're putting in work, man. I see work.
That's what all about empowering the women in fishing are. And the more women want to come and get involved, the more the merrier.
More the merrier. Let me show you the board I was telling you about now. Yeah, man. You might recognize this one time. Yeah. That's Malcolm. I can show that video too. You might recognize some voices. If anybody recognizes voices, it's not my fault. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Let me share this one here. Hold on. This is the one I was telling you about, Malcolm.
Look at that.
Look, I in love with this vessel right here, though. Like I so in love with this.
Oh,
you recognize this?
Yeah. That's Pedro's work.
Shout out to Pedro, man. Big shout out to Pedro and the crew, because he putting in work. I don't think Barbados knows how people stepped up this whole initiative and working around the clock hard as ever to make this thing happen and as quick a time as possible, given the limited resources, primarily in terms of hands, but not many people got the art and the skill and the ability. And so, like I said, I got to give full respect to the folks that making this here happen. Currently speaking, this video right here, I hope this is the video now. You gotta be careful you going through, clicking on videos, because let me tell you, Malcolm. Let me see this one here. Let me see if I can get this one here playing. Hold on a minute. Let me pull it off and come back, boy. Because I click the wrong video, I'll be in the news tomorrow. Podcast, horse. Anyhow, let that one right there, boy. Let me go and get it individually, Malcolm. This is what I want to play though. Hold on, let me pause it. Yeah. Let me pause it. Let me do a full screen on this one. Tell us what happened in this one here, Malcolm, because I know this is your people right here too. The experience right there y'all were having.
That was in Grenada. That was Grenada there, so there in January there. That's the still being released.
Catch and release?
We catch and release on Remember Me Now, yeah.
You're doing fine, Lord. Look at you. Just easy out above a little bit. Right.
What look kind of rough there, Malcolm? want to let left, man.
Huh?
You want it? The boat rocking the left, bro.
Yeah. The water was a little choppy down there, but you just gotta work with it.
Look like somebody liable to just fall over, man. I don't know how y'all do this. I'm looking forward to one of these days, though.
Yeah, when you ready, you just gotta show me.
We may gotta take some pills to calm my stomach, because you know.
All right.
How big was that? Do you remember?
That was about 40, 50 pounds of sailfish.
That's a big guy. That's a big fella.
Listen, man, I want to thank you all, personally speaking, as always, and there's much more we could share. And again, we ain't finished. We're gonna ride this wave right through.
But before we go, Emmanuel.
Nah, come on, Malcolm, speak.
Before we go, I want to highlight something here, so right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can show you how these people try to camouflage things.
All right, sure.
In the legislations, right? And they're going to be dealing with insurance, for sure. The first one we're going to check out is the legislation that are already law in Barbados, which is the Shipping Domestic Vessels Act, right?
Mm-hmm.
And anybody that wants to go to Section 14, insurance requirements. Subject to this act, no person shall operate a domestic vessel or a small vessel in Barbados waters unless there is, in relation to such vessel, a policy of insurance or an equivalent form of surety. You understand that there?
Which is insurance.
Under that act is telling you that no one shall operate a vessel in Barbados without insurance or the relevant form of a surety, which is whether you put at your house, you got money on a bank account that you could put up and tell them, well, I ain't got insurance. This is my surety for my vessel. That is under the Shipping Domestic Vessels Act, right?
So that's only the
Section
new one?
14. The new one. And points to note, right? That under that legislation, you have the water sports guys that are registered under there, the CN cabin cruisers that are registered under there, and any vessel that's under 150 gross tons could register under there, right? But when we look at this Sustainable Fisheries Management Act, Section 398, it speaks the compulsory third-party liability insurance. No fishing vessel shall be used as part of a fish tourism venture except that vessel has third-party liability insurance or other equivalent form of financial security. Fishing vessels in Barbados, the commercial fishing vessels was never used in tourism. So when you can come and talk about fishing vessels for tourism, you're going out attacking the sports fishers. On the Fisheries Management Act, who already has third-party insurance, the more any of the mooring sites, whether it's Port St. Charles, Port Fordinand, or the Corinage, or the Shallow Draft, you must have third-party insurance to have a berthing space in those areas. So you're taking sports fisher that is registered under the Domestic Small Vessels Act and pulling it now on a sidebar under the Sustainable Fisheries Management Act. There's a double whammy.
Well, I hear trying to find out to pull it up, but you said that's Section 14?
Section 14 in the Shipping Domestic Vessel Act. that the one that passed last year, July. But under the shipping,
okay, I got you. I'm looking at the other one.
under the sustainable fisheries management, you'll find it in section 398. And it's speaking to tourism fisheries. How much?
Enough.
How much fishing boats in Barbados, other than the sports fishers and the cabin cruisers, this deal with tourism? And all of them are registered under the Shipping Domestic Vessel Act legislation. But here we have a fisheries now pulling them into.
Wow.
Vessel has third-party liability insurance or other equivalent forms of financial security. When you say other, you're referring to the fact that you have collateral, like property.
It will got to be collateral or something on the form when they say other. So here these people are regurgitating what is already said in a previous act that has already passed. So which means that there was a lot of copy and pasting.
So basically, then the only thing they would have added then would have been the harsher penalties.
All they added in here now is they talk about tourism fisheries, but not a lot of fishing boats don't deal with tourists.
The person who conducts any fish
because
tourism
it was prohibited.
Fish tourism license is guilty of an offense and is liable to be summary conviction to a fine of $5,000 or to imprisonment for 3 months or to both. I suppose the penalty. I'm going to play again, God's advocate. I'm going to assume that these penalties and fines is supposed to be a deterrent, like how they had the cybercrime bill. You know, if you talk with a minister online, you gotta pay big money or some nonsense. So as if that only affects certain people because some people didn't care about that. So my question is, the stiffer penalties. Now I get it. You want people to be on the water to be safe. You don't want to be reckless driving or a captain in a boat that don't have the qualification or the certification. We get that. All that makes sense. All that pretty straightforward. I think that's straightforward. But
when you look at it now, Emmanuel, we get these insurance people that walk about the place and come up on the media houses and talk about they are providing good packages for fishermen. But the good packages then provided for fishermen is the same up in the sky packages with premiums higher than the sky. Third party liability insurance for any fishing vessel that value over $300,000 in Barbados, they're going to be paying about $15,000 a year.
Wow. Well, I don't know how that goes.
It's only they're pushing fishermen they're pushing boat owners to the point to where boat owners want to devalue the vessels to get them insured.
But Malcolm,
yeah,
right? That you just said like $15,000, right? Some people in this country don't even see that money in a year.
You're totally correct. And some fishing boats don't make it in a year neither.
Don't make that in a year neither. So what gonna happen? The boat owner gonna say, I give up. I'm done with that.
Somebody's asking. I don't know. That might have been a while ago. Pedro asked you to repeat that. I'm going to assume that it was when you were speaking about the insurance and the equivalent aspect in terms of surety, because again, it kind of makes sense.
This is crazy.
But if you say that you got property, you could insure it, property or whatever valuables you have can be used as. But look, I can't afford to pay the insurance at this point. But look, I got this kind of value right here that if something was to happen, I could tap into this. Explain that again, Malcolm.
Okay, only the shipping
What
domestic
you're
act.
talking about.
The shipping domestic act. They say any vessel that is operating in Barbados waters must have a policy of insurance or an equivalent form of security. And then with the fisheries, it says fishing vessels shall be used as part of a fish tourism venture, except that that vessel has third party. No fishing vessel should be used as part of a fish tourism venture, except that vessel has third party liability insurance or other equivalent forms of financial security. Wait. I did a survey on a fishing boat the other day. And it's a long liner to start with. And when you look at the long liner and you look at the boat, the value was in the air for the boat. The man went to the insurance company to get the boat insured. And the man called me and told me, "Man, Malcolm, I can't pay this sort of money for insurance. You gotta look at this value here again." Should insurance companies be pushing boat owners to the point where they have to devalue their assets to get proper insurance?
Get proper coverage.
It's not fair. And you got some people some said insurance companies insuring houses for over $5 million. Houses that value over $5 million and then paying that sort of money. And apart from Beryl, put aside Beryl, how many disasters we had in Barbados that impact the fishing industry that would have caused any insurance company to have to shell out sums and sums of money. Look back in history.
But back in history, they had boats that insured for years. Years. I never had a claim. Insurance ain't looking at it that way, but they ain't drawing any money every year.
Somebody said, the brother here is saying insurance sounds similar to a car, perhaps a third-party liability insurance, which is more affordable, should apply to the small fishing boats.
But remember, the insurance coverage is on the value of the vessel.
Right.
Remember, the insurance coverage is on the value of the vessel, right? So even if you're the poor man that decide you want to get into fishing and you get a Moses, and you Moses value, let's say $20,000, your insurance is on $20,000. It's not on a small boat versus a big boat, which is 40 feet or 45 feet or 50 feet.
Based on the value.
On the value of the vessel. So because a man take his savings and build a boat and it's valued $20,000, don't mean he go pay up $8,000 every year for insurance. He might not be fishing every day anyway.
True.
Every day is fishing day, but not catching day.
And fishing is hard.
Very.
Many boats are going out and coming back empty.
With nothing, not even they don't even cover expense.
In fact, it was weird. I explained to me. No, go ahead, Malcolm.
When a vessel incur expense, that's an added financial burden on the owner.
That's why I was going to go. Wade explain that to me in terms of what goes in before the boat goes out, and that blew my mind.
Yes.
About $20,000 and $30,000 you got to spend up front before you even get on the water.
Exactly, and you got to go there, and the first you're gonna be thinking about is covering your expense first. Cover your expense first before you look to put money in your pocket.
Actually, you don't go fishing too regular, but I go fishing to cover expense. I don't put them in my pocket because when I come in,
exactly,
and I walk the streets and I let down somebody then the apples, the oranges. I got some in my pocket to pay the back.
Exactly.
Rolla is asking, are Fisher Forks educated on the norms on insurance coverages?
Yes,
I
they
don't know.
are.
I was going to say, I don't know if that's a fair question. I like to think that people in the
Yes, they
industry
are.
know
Because
Fisher boat's expensive.
yes, because yes, they are, because workshops were done with the through the FAO by Catherine Sanford, who is the treasurer of Barnufo and also the president of Western. She did. This is the training she did. She did KIPO. She did insurance. She did the small business, to help people get the small businesses and get loans from the trust fund. We did the Thomas numbers so that they can have their Thomas numbers when everybody was running to get Thomas numbers, because the government said they had to get Thomas numbers at bank accounts. All of that training was done. We extend and it was free of cost. We extended it to the Fisher Fork, and it was free of cost. It was done through the FAO, so it's free of cost. And now, even now, Barnufo, I do Thomas numbers. I get Thomas numbers for Fisher Fork. So now I'm on here. If you don't have a Thomas number, you need to get your Thomas number. Find Barnufo. I am there to do it for you.
Well, I appreciate that. In fact, again, some folks may or may not like the organization as it is structured, for a number of different reasons. We're not here to promote or mantle that. There are people who are looking to do the work, connect with who working with you, and work with them. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we all in this vessel together, and the only way we get to where we're going safely is to work together.
Yes,
Find
it
a
is.
way that makes it more amicable for everyone. That's just
And
the
not-
whole part of the dialogue as well.
And not only that, the president took it upon herself to make sure she drafted letters for those who don't have bank accounts. You can come in, you can get a letter from the president. When we fill out the form, we fill it out, we give you a letter to take to the bank, credit union, wherever you want to go, to make the process easy. And I've done it, and I had 3 fellas come back so far that came to me last week with their bank accounts.
You sure you ain't the president? Because you
No, I'm just the secretary. I'm doing the work for my president.
You sure you're the president?
I'm making her life easier.
You're a serious secretary though. You ain't easy.
Because listen, behind every great leader, there has to be someone there to push her or him. And I'm making sure that my president has everything she needs, all the equipment she needs to fight for the Fisher Folk.
Listen, I hope the president know the value you bring to the table here, because you promoting, you ain't dismantling, you're promoting, and I respect that 100%. Malcolm, give me some thoughts before you push, because I don't think that we can leave this as a one-off. We can got to see if we can get at least some conversation with the people that matter, to have your views brought to the surface, and weird as well. Give us some thoughts before we wrap it up here, man.
Yeah, the Fisher Fork, the industry is in a lot better position today than when we last had a conversation here on Politically Incorrect. But
I think they watched it though. I think they watched it though, Malcolm, between you and I, right?
But we still got a long way to go.
True.
The road ahead is not an easy road ahead for the Fisher Forks or the maritime sector in a whole, because these 2 new pieces of legislation that are being introduced into the maritime sector, they will have teeth and issues, and we have to work our way around them.
Yep.
Somebody may need to compromise and rethink and redo, because yes, there's a need for proper management in the fishing industry.
Agreed.
Yes, there's a need for control. Yes, there's a need for providing better facilities. And we know all of that comes with a cost. But at the end of the day, we still have to preserve the fishing industry. And when we look at the fishing industry is an aging industry. There ain't much young people that interested in the everyday game fishing. They might go fishing today and not tomorrow.
Kudos to
But
that.
let me look at the industry. If it continue on this trajectory, in the next 10, 15, 20 years, we can have a lot of boats in the fishing complex and nobody carrying them out. Because we have the old, we have the very old that's still fishing. We got the not so old, and we have the middle age, and then got much there coming up under there. So when we look at the life cycle and the age cycle, how it does work, everybody pushing up their age. Oh, you think the boy don't ask how young he is, they're always asking how old he is, even from the day you're born. So we can't be sitting back and relaxing on our laurels and expect that because the government is claiming that they're injecting money in the fishing industry, that is a better roses out there in the fishing industry. It's not a better roses.
No, it's not. No, it is not. It's a hard struggle.
And before I go, if the government continues to drag the foot on the rehabilitation of the fishing complex, the hurricane season will meet us here again. With the fishing complex in this state that is in, and woe betide the fishing industry. So people need to buckle down.
Another blow.
People needs to buckle down and get on with the work at hand. Their equipment parked at various locations and no work is going on.
Man, don't say that, Malcolm.
Right now, we complex.
They had a whole meeting. They had a whole meeting with Beard, and they outlined the whole thing. I was there.
Well, right now, the complex down.
The ships that brought in the stone probably did 3 or 4 more jobs since they left Barbados. And the tractors and the excavators park on Spring Garden, the trucks park on Spring Garden. They got excavator in the complex that park.
So
drive out there any day or any night, and you could tell me, Emmanuel, drive down there any day or any night and tell me if you see that operating.
I own that tomorrow. I own that tomorrow, Malcolm. Malcolm, you want me already, Malcolm? I own that tomorrow. Tomorrow you own that. And I said it.
They start, but they have not continued.
Emmanuel, before we shut off,
before we shut off, get cut. Yeah, talk to me, Carrie Ann, and where you come on.
Before we shut off, a gentleman, Mr. Rawmaker, asked if we the insurance. I just want the public to know that we are on the verge of starting a workshop with insurance to help improve and let the boat owners and the fishers and the fisher folk know how to get themselves insured, how to go about it, everything. We are on the verge of doing a workshop. Yes, there are wheels turning, but is in the works. It is in the works. It is in the works.
I know that y'all do a lot of work. Like I said, I know individuals are part of your organization that working. And I'm speaking for those I know that working. And that's what it's about. It's not even about who not working, it's about who hands on deck. Because that's what we got to deal with. So to hear that, maybe they waiting on a part for you tractor, Malcolm. That way it is, man.
You always want to be God's advocate.
No, what I'm saying is no, because I know you're gonna done it, weird. So let me just my 2 cents for you. You like the Donald Trump.
I've been waiting for the tractors. They don't take the tractors though.
Gee, dog, bread. No, it ain't that, sis. My thing is this, and I'll tell you why I take that position. To be fair, only because maybe there's something that we are not aware of. And hopefully somebody from Beard or Williams or one of the folks what the contract can see the program and still up my number on the screen, call and say, well, look, they want to come on. Malcolm, they want to come in here and explain what's going on with the work. Because they're not on CBC talking. They're having a meeting with the fishery. Well, we could come here and have a conversation. Wade, give me your thoughts, Wade.
Well, the force is to get boats in the water. Right now, I ain't really seeing a place in the market for tying up the boats. The space is very congested. Some guys parking in front of the main boats And the boats now don't paint up pretty, you know, the paint scan off, so the grumbling already. So they gotta put on the foot and start moving. Get things really moving. I see they start putting down some rubbers on the top pier. Jet heavy part of the other diesel tank is. But out there open up. And if you go up there any day and you see a little chop, you will see like you see bracken coming through the walls. So nobody
Really?
gonna risk. Yeah, nobody gonna really want to risk tying the boats above there.
Man,
There's like another disaster.
people traumatized. Barrel met, you whole industry check themselves. What you were telling me, why you see it from day one? People traumatized behind that. You know, men and one putting the boats out there because the boy want to risk that.
Love, what I don't even know.
Boy want to risk that.
Love, what I don't even know.
You
Here,
might have my boat. If my boat was in the water right now, if you out of gonna run, cause you know my boat is a very big boat. I mean, it started toss, but other boats can get hurt.
The brother said the only time progress comes before work is in the dictionary. Yeah.
so true.
And they're begging me, ask me every week when I just start repairing my boat to put it in. It give me trouble, yeah.
Well, look, I can go and check on our work tomorrow myself, direct. Again, don't spend garden and check on that. We check with the fisheries, make some phone calls. I think I had a guy from bar number 2. I think I got his number. I ain't sure, but I'm sure somebody have it. Make a phone call and ask we get on with the work, man. What happening with the work? So, man, can we get update, man?
I'll wait for that update.
Man,
That's good.
come to what you always try to be God's advocate. It ain't that. Trust what I tell you. It ain't that. But I know for a fact, in all fairness, who knows? Maybe the check didn't get cut and they working because they didn't get paid. Who knows? I don't know. I figure, you know, love for the nation, love for fisheries, but I don't know. I don't mean them board meetings. So.
The watching program, so they know that we know now. That no work ain't doing.
I hope somebody send them the link because you know this is a special program. This isn't a regular program. This isn't your regular program. This like Gideon's. This is for everyone. This is for the select few.
Listen to me carefully, right?
But hold on, Kerry. You know you got nominated. Somebody nominated you for future president here. You got
oh my God,
politically incorrect. You have been nominated for future president position. I just want that to be known that nomination was made here tonight. Just saying it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead, Carrie Ann. Tell me.
Let me tell you something. See, saying don't listening to Malcolm, saying don't listening to Wade, saying don't listen to you and listening to myself, right? So many voices have gone unheard in the fish market.
Facts.
And so many people have gone unheard. So many people have left unseen. And I'm going to ask this question right now on this program. Are we invisible? Can we not be seen? Can we not be heard? What and why is the reason that we are being left for last, left behind? Remember COVID. COVID. Always remember COVID.
Okay.
The fishing industry fed a lot of Bajans, a lot of people, I should say. You understand? Fish, a lot of people. There are so many people in Barbados that eat fish alone.
Mm-hmm.
And their fish out there that the processors don't have, that have the frozen fish, that they don't have, that come directly from the sea.
That was given back by the fishermen.
Check. The pot fish. I used to see pot fish galore because I love selling pot fish. I used to sell pot fish galore. Huh? And check the guys that used to go and bring in the pot fish, bringing in ning-nings and all those kind of fish that people love. The fishermen have to go there and bring them in.
Chubs.
The chubs. Oh, I love a rainbow chub, especially the blue, especially the them.
Right. Don't start that. I don't even eat fish anymore, but you got me here thinking.
Why are you leaving this for last? Are you going to wait? Are you going to sit down and wait till a storm or something else happen and destroy that complex completely? Wipe it off in the face of Barbados. Because for what I see, If Barrow had gotten much bigger, she would have wiped it completely off the earth, off the earth, and out off of Barbados. We would
Yes.
have people would have get up and find the boats in the car park and in the road.
Serious. And that's
You
a
understand?
fact.
This is a serious matter. This enough. Hug and go. This is a serious matter. This is an industry that feeds people. This is an industry that sustains people's lives. This is an industry that sends school children to university and all over and bring out some good prominent people. I know some of these people in this country that have prominent jobs. Their mothers working in the fishing industry for years.
Mhm.
Tired, hard.
Serious.
Women shouldn't be standing up on their foot for so long, but we do it because we have to feed our families. Some of we women are the breadwinners in our family, and we have to do it. And like we have to do it to maintain our children and our family. Some of these fishermen are the sole breadwinners of their household, and when they go out there and bring in nothing, are you going to ridicule them? Are you going to put them last? Why are you doing this? And I'm going to ask you now, how dare you? How dare you? 50%, you know, 50%? 50% comes from the fishing industry.
Wow.
50%.
Wow.
Yeah, it is time that people recognize that fishermen, fisher folk, vendors, borners, cleaners, everybody have a role to play in this country, because if nobody don't go on the fish, and nobody don't go on fishing them, there's nothing. As you said, they're gonna import the frozen fish.
Serious.
But
The oil frozen
Don't-
fish. He said it.
there's some people that cannot eat it. There are some
get
people that
pregnant.
cannot eat it.
Carry on. Don't get frightened with just importing frozen fish. They gotta import fishermen too.
But just know they can go and import fishermen too.
Trust weird, man. Trust weird, man. Trust weird.
Exactly, because you all have forgotten us. And I'm not speaking now as a secretary of Barnufo. I am speaking as a member of the Fisher Folk. I'm speaking as a vendor. I'm speaking as somebody that has to stay in there from 7 in the morning to 8 in the night to make sure that I get dollar bill to send school my children, to
Serious.
support my home.
Serious.
And then some of the public that's come and say, oh, them got enough money, or them then deserve this, or them then deserve that. Put yourself in our shoes. Come in that market. Let me give you 100 flags. I give one a 10. I give one 100. Because we scale 4, 5, and 6. I want to give one 100. Come in there, scale them, and bone them, bag them, and get them sold without the help of a vendor. And then you all will understand what we have to go through. It is not easy. It is not easy. And it is time that this stigma stops. It is time that the public of Barbados recognize that the fisher folk of Barbados work tirelessly and work hard to put fish on your guys' table.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
14 and 21 days. Sometimes these guys go out there 14 and 21 days, and I could testify for it because I've been out there and I've been in big seas as a woman. You understand? And it's not easy. Sometimes you sell out 4 nets, and when you drag it in, one flying fish in these 4 nets.
Crazy.
I actually fish a whole day for one flying fish.
One flying fish. You're out there a whole day. Sometimes you're out there a whole week and not a catch. How dare you? And I'm going to say it again. How dare you forget about us? How dare you feel that you can just chuck a little penance at us and we can be good? No way. And I'm going to say again, I'm not speaking as the secretary of Barnufo. I'm speaking as a mother, a fish vendor, and a fish cleaner and fish boner. You understand? We work tirelessly. You understand? We get cuts on our fingers. Some of the guys get cuts in their hands. Serious wounds. You get in that fishing market because those knives are not knives that you would play with.
Even
those
the
knives
bones.
are extremely sharp. Because
Even the bones.
you have to get a sharp knife to get a clean cut.
All right, to be a soldier, you gotta ignore pain.
Huh? Well, yes, as a soldier, you gotta ignore pain, but the people don't understand their goggles through.
What you gotta do?
Sometimes these guys go fishing and hooks in their hand. You know you're out there to sea and a hook going in your hand, and the only way you can get it out is if don't care how the men try, it don't come out unless you gotta cut it out and you gotta come home to get that hook with your hand.
All right, I take who the hook with my uncle for the right.
See what I tell you?
To be a soldier,
trying to get home.
To be a soldier, you gotta ignore pain. When you can work, you leave home to work, not to fool around.
I am no longer going to keep myself on the borderline. It is time that the fisher folk of Barbados be respected and people realize what we have to go through to make $1. Sometimes people just come in the market and tell you the worst things, treat you so bad. The only thing they don't do is spit on you.
Serious, man. Serious, sis.
You understand? And you have to take that to make $1. You understand? Sometimes you put the fish, watch it. You put the fish on the scale. You show them the scale. The fish weigh 10 pounds on the scale, you know. You take it off, you clean it, and you do whatever it is. They can tell you, wait, this is very light. This is the same fish. When you just take that fish off of the scale, you know, and clean it. Right in front of them. So we have to go through a lot. So I said, we deserve proper facilities. We deserve proper management. We deserve everything that we are choose to. We deserve our crowns that we wear because we work hard for them. The boy don't come and just put them on. We got to work to get them.
Serious.
So we need to do it. You understand? And it needs to be done. No more sitting behind the scenes. No more hiding behind it. No more. It needs to be done. And if that is the only way that they're going to listen, well, so it be. We are not radical. We are not worrying. We are asking for justice and we are asking for truth. That is our livelihood. We have to make sure it is done properly to sustain us. Enough is enough. Fisher folk has been thrown under the rug for too long. Fisher folk has been too much injustice has been done to fisher folk. It is time for it to stop.
I got a call here coming in from Guyana.
Program you got tonight?
Good night, Rhonda. Greetings.
Greetings. I wonder if it's a calling program you got.
Well, it wasn't necessarily, but are you from Guyana? So maybe this touched you somehow when you call in. So let a woman speak.
Yes, because I'm listening to your guests on the program. Now, let me tell you something. We have we got wharves where people would bring in fish. And the persons who bring the fish, they would sell either by pound or by parcel. And they do wholesale selling. And then from there, you got people on the wharf. Now the people selling the fish. You got people who would clean fish. So if you want your fish clean, you don't buy it from the person, the fisher folk. And then you move now to the cleaners to get it clean. So when you don't pay the fishmonger, they amount their money. Instead, if you want your fish clean, you gotta go now and pay the cleaners for
Wow.
cleaning the fish.
Yo, you hear that?
Wow.
So you see, you get the
We
fish
got it good.
person get your money, and another person get the money.
Yeah.
But Barbados we don't do it like that. When you
We
pay
don't
for
do
the
it. We
fish,
don't do
they
that
clean
here.
it and they give it to you. But imagine you had to pay for fish, they had to go and pay somebody else to clean the fish.
Or you clean it yourself.
Or you clean it yourself. We got it good over
Yeah.
here, Rhonda, and don't even know it. Fisher Folk need the respect they deserve, man. Thelma said blessings for
Yeah,
bringing
because
out
I don't
awesome
like
show.
me.
But thanks,
Don't have me.
thanks, Rhonda. Appreciate you
Anyway,
calling.
continue with your program.
We thank
All
you.
right,
Shout out to
thanks.
all the Guyanese family. You know, One
Okay.
Caribbean. You know me already.
Okay.
Thanks, Rhonda. Rhonda's, she like day one. She been on here forever from Guyana. She's tuning from Guyana, locked into Barbados.
great.
One Caribbean,
That is
Malcolm.
great.
Yes, since I felt your passion, felt your pain as well, along with everybody else tonight. I never see Wade so quiet in my life. So I know that he felt that too. And I want to say to you, we thank you. We thank you. All of us thank you and the work that you and the crew doing. The Fisher folks, all the Fisher folks, when time Malcolm reached out, my eyes, again, you just don't know. So you just don't know. But when you start to see now, when you know better, you got to do better. I know a few ministers might have went and had further conversations. I trust that they do mean well, but like I said, I don't know circumstances. But we ain't into the long talk right now. We're looking to do what we can, how we can, where we can. When they show up, if they show up, that's their business. But we moving forward though. So I hope the Bard, the group Beard, or whatever the name is, if I pronounce it wrong, no, it wasn't deliberate. Call Wims or whoever, get on the job. Malcolm raised a very valid point. Hurricane Caesar around the corner. And if you are predicting quote unquote climate change, all want to talk about climate change, but guess what? We can't afford to repeat what happened and take the chance, because if what happened demolish the wall and we ain't get the wall up and something happen again, well, in a wall to stop at least, in a wall to at least radius, in a break wall to break the wall. You understand? So we can got a problem. Like the sister said, the boats can be carry apart. Or
They
worse
keep
yet,
me warm a little longer again.
look, the bus, let me talk facts here, because that's level right across. The boats can be the bus terminal. That little chain link fence can't stop the boat.
They can put on some use for the boats now. But Emmanuel, you know the boats that pay for diesel, and diesel is come with road tax, right? So if you put wheels on the boats now, we can actually use the boats by road as transportation.
Boat. Well, hold on, you talking? How you pay road tax for diesel on the boat? The boat on the road? Hold on. How you paying road tax? How you paying diesel? Man, no, man. That make no sense. That make no sense. Anybody with common sense, bare foolishness.
We should be having a consult on diesel.
Wait, hold on, wait. How you gonna tell me that you got to pay road tax for diesel for a boat?
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a simple question, and everybody know it right now, right? You just go to the gas station. You just go to the gas station, right?
Yeah.
I might do the calculation right. Every $100 in gasoline you put in.
You got a point, but
that's every $100 in gasoline you put in. That's $12 coming up for your road tax.
What the road?
It's very being smart, right? So if I gotta go buy diesel pump and put in $7,000, do the calculation. How much can I look for road tax?
Level my mathematician do that real quick. Somebody do that what? $7,000, $12 off every 100. Gee, darn bread.
You realize how road tax is gonna be playing?
Was that 820? Malcolm? 820? Checking. You know, if I get that right tonight, people know he's a mathematician, right? Genius, man. But if I get wrong, Malcolm, no, so nothing.
They're about. Yeah.
So roughly, they should manage that we put you up on the road now with some views.
Listen, let me tell you something, right? On a serious note.
Road tax in the sea.
I think that if possible, we got to start looking at resolving things that we can resolve ourselves. We can't wait for them. Like we can't really sit down and wait.
All right, gasoline and diesel. even if COVID was rising or falling. Tell me, last 2 or 3 years when you ever hear the gasoline rise or fall, and the barrel oil prices went down.
I didn't know,
These are
man.
things we gotta look into. And look into it through the fishing industry too. Because fishing boats burn more fuel than normal vehicles on the road right now.
Because of the size of the engine?
Now you say the engine, the course you're making.
Okay. A different torque altogether.
Altogether. How much vehicles you know that gonna burn at least $5,000 in 10, 12 days?
Nah, that ain't happening. That you gotta be right.
Okay.
That ain't working. It's the truth though. I mean, so how is it that all this is existing? Y'all have all this knowledge, and they act like they ain't gonna, like, I don't understand. Like they're living in a different paradigm or something.
I actually told you on this program already. They think that fishermen ain't got it.
They say we're illiterate. They say we don't have common sense. That's why we're invisible.
Nah, man. We gonna deal with this though. I can tell you one thing though, and I like to think that again, through the faithful few, things can change. I'm optimistic like that.
I want to sit down because a couple of weeks ago I said Malcolm put this on diesel and he couldn't even fill the tank.
Gee, dog, bro, look, come up things now. Malcolm, you see this here, big man? Tell you how to cut
$0.9 cents not to fill the tank.
All right, then.
Look, boy, it is a hard look. Look.
Yeah.
This is hard. There's some heartlessness that's going on out there towards look. And the thing about it, the sugar coating is what got me, you know. The sugar coating is what got me. You understand? You know, some men say you got scratch and paint, you try to you cover it over. You don't hide the scratch. You don't go paint the whole building. You just cover over that little scratch so nobody will see it. When you got a little crack in the wall, you put a little cement on it, not knowing that this crack still cracking and going where it going, you know.
But it going.
You know, as I said, nothing will happen until something really, really drastic happens.
Serious. Sister said, we support you in the spirit, love your passion. Well, family, look, man, y'all know y'all welcome here anytime. Y'all already know that, man. Just one phone call and it's a done deal, man. Because again, you know, I don't too chase these politicians because that's their nature. I know them long time. I realize that the people of Barbados is good people, and together we can make things happen. Because the people is the government. We have given our power to the administrators too long, and they feel that a lot of getting comfortable. But we're living in a new day, a whole new order. The world is on a whole direction. People ain't sleeping anymore. People up trying to figure out how to make some things happen. Speaking of which, I got to shout out to Fair and the Barbados National Congress all day, every day, because it's about the people coming together and governing themselves, doing for themselves, rather than waiting for somebody to come and maybe, like I said, get a little something. We'll hold on to that for now. Let me see what I can do a little later. Got my man put in half tank of diesel game. He get up to see. You can't be serious. You ain't getting far. You ain't getting far. Look at family. The people love y'all. You know, give me some thoughts. Got some few common comments here. Give me some closing thoughts, family. Wade, go ahead and wade in the water, man.
Take your time, man. When the game water, you could come.
Soon come. I ain't want to soon come. I can take it easy, cause I see them rough wave just no boy. I don't know, boy.
Yep, you don't gotta worry about waves.
I hear that. Surely come.
Once you get in, you don't gotta worry about waves. Just watch the rights.
Email them would bring the Bridgetown initiative further down. Pedro, I ain't really sure what you mean by that one, but Bridgetown initiative, man, I still can't figure out what that's supposed to be, personally. That is crazy. Malcolm, give me your thoughts, Malcolm, before you roll out, man.
We gotta do this again for sure.
For sure. Just
Sure,
write it
sure,
right
sure.
through. I on there tomorrow, take some footage, and we can make some calls, see if we get somebody to come on live and discuss some stuff. Cause don't feel it because this is CBC that this is the people program. People watch this, yeah. Makes sense. Feel that necessary. Cause a lot of folks we know this, for entertainment purpose. This is an entertainment purpose here. That's what this is, man. I was watching Parliamentary.
I get to something now before I get to say before I go now. I don't know if you don't want to carry market much further though. Ever since they were planning to put the as a cruise terminal for your ship, so the boss got to take care of it for time being.
Oh, your time so weird. You was can't be. So
you try
normally want to fix the fishing industry. That's planned for a hotel. Cause you see the building won't cross here, but if the building wants to close, I suppose the fishing boat would be an ugly sight. I don't know.
Let me ask you one simple question that anybody else on here can understand me. If they're building a hotel above, the cruise ship is below, why should we have fish market in between? Boardwalk got a bill, cruise terminal got a bill.
The fish closer to the hotel, maybe?
Yeah, they don't want raw smell the room.
Sure. It's good to take serious things and make joke. We hear European competition.
Everybody gonna feel it's a joke, right? But I'm not thinking being serious. Every since they were dredging and checking the sea level on the outside, they met all at their cruise terminal and more boardwalk. So just now boats are there in Carolina Bay, or you can carry them and put it along say house. So all fish can get import. I might not be here when that thing happen, but I'm being realistic and being serious.
Somebody here saying they like weird.
Fishermen and boat owners gotta really sit down and put down the foot. Not really hawkers, because every boat owners don't stand fishing boat, the hawkers can't get in there, and many boat owners stand fishing boat.
Facts. It's one whole community, it's really one whole community, and so it's like a village unto itself. And so I feel that you know what? Shout out to the fisheries, the industry, the chief working. I see her working. I see her putting in work. I see that myself morning, noon, and night. I ain't say she got all the answers. I don't think anybody got all the answers, but I see her working. But I will also say the minister was there, Adrian Ford. I don't really know too much about the brother. Well, I don't really know too much about the brother. I know this much. If he watching, he need to go and take a trip down there and talk to some folks, have a dialogue, because, in the interest of politics, one, it will look good, but two, you got to take it serious. Well, this is people's livelihood you're dealing with, and I tell you so, Adrian Ford.
Well, another thing before I go, if any ministers listening to me, down Spring Garden there by Flower Mill part of got the boats. Down there to be a cesspool when the rainfall. If any other weather hit here, that's the most. Pardon?
We got the cement?
No, yeah, down with cement. But down there the cesspool where the boats does be. So if any more weather gonna come in now and they gotta take back the boats, that's the most place they can put boats now, because boy can't really hold no more boats. So they got analyze and find stuff to get their organized properly and get some electricity down there too. Everybody down there gotta depend on a generator for all the tiny boats are down there. You passed through already.
I got you covered. I out there tomorrow, man. I'm telling you straight. So they can see me tomorrow. You see tomorrow.
I be out boy cool.
Yeah, I passed there too. I see work going. Look, look, man. The more I look this thing, the more I see work going on all over. I tell myself, look, y'all ain't playing. Y'all ain't playing.
Emmanuel, when you go down there, right? Go and check. There's an outlet down there that is connected to electricity and water.
That's that boy cool. You boy cool, but you never actually come to Spring Garden.
Okay.
Spring Garden is a cesspool. It don't have no electricity. We actually get water down there. The minister put water down there, but we ain't get no electricity. You gotta depend upon generators.
It coming. By next week you got electricity, man. I was surprised you get it by weekend.
You mean next 6 years?
No.
Trust me.
Nah.
Don't trust me. Government is moved too slow.
Well, but you are politically incorrect, and I know how they feel about the program, so you can get electricity just now, man. Watch what I tell you. Remember I tell you so?
I had to beg him for you tell you what's down there.
All right, well, guess what? You ain't gonna beg no more.
Because we know now.
They telling you get electricity before next week, man. Or at least by next week. And I saying so, straight.
No problem. I know you're gonna bring your car down there and we get inverter plug in.
Even if I gotta do that, that's my point. You can get Barbados National Congress and Mechanized Sport Brethren, they can make that here just now. I'm telling you, what they do not want is going up. I'm telling you, you're gonna get electricity by next week.
Sometimes going through all of this here, right? If you don't smell, you will go crazy.
Palm no say that. Although we making light a science serious only because the body ain't getting a heart attack, but don't think because somebody smelling it is a joke. Ain't a joke.
No, this thing is crazy.
You know what's crazy? I watch a so-called individual who was probably not in his right faculty mentally. You see him on town knocking about causing all kind of mischief, half dressed, half naked and whatnot. Like he's smoking. He don't seem to be in his right faculty. Assault a man this afternoon in a bus terminal. A big man, rush a big man and assault the man, push him all kind of thing. And I watch a young schoolboy. I don't know the young man, right? I watch the same youth be always crying down, right? I watch a youth spring into action and literally stop this man from assaulting a man, two big men. End up chasing this man out the bus terminal, from causing more harm. I had to myself, look how they say it. We ain't gonna see these videos though.
No, you ain't gonna see them.
You can see this video, how these little youth now save a man for beating another man. And little school youth got this, all the bad man he see the little youth go, I know what happened. I know who he saw in the youth, but he bled. My point is that we as a people, right, we go through so much and you don't know when the minds of the people. But we can't let the situation get me down. We got to find a way to rise to the occasion and do what is required when we are called to duty. I want to thank Malcolm as always. Wade, you don't know how you go. Sis, I know this is your first tour here, right? But welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard this vessel. This ain't a love boat though.
No. This isn't a love boat. This is a serious boat.
This is the battle.
Train.
This is the battle.
I don't know, so it might be a love train.
Wade, you see that though? Malcolm, okay, he home, man. That's no problem. Jackie said, out of the mouth of babes come sent, to their children are tomorrow's generation. That's a fact, man. Fact. You gotta love them, man. Lights by next week, family. You hear that, right? Jackie tell you so. Here, Wade. Look, another lady said I love Wade. He might be right. This might be the love train for truth, yeah. Wade, love you, Wade.
All right, families. All is well. Everybody have a blessed good night.
Everybody have a blessed good night. Good night to everybody.
Yeah. Good thanks. Malcolm, as always.
Good thanks. Thank you very much.
That's the whole crew right there, family. I want to thank you all as well, personally speaking, because it's always a learning experience for me, man. And the passion and the love. It's good to see that other people share that same faith, and just a matter of connecting the right people with the right people, and it's gonna happen. The boys sit up on the hand waiting for the handout on the hamper. So we can make it happen one or the other. Simple as that. To be continued, family.
All righty.
To be continued. That's what we're talking about. Family. Blessed good night, family.
Blessings, everyone.
Thanks, family. I want to thank the rest of the folks for tuning in tonight, man, and making it happen. For me right now is about just reflecting on the discussion and really just taking it in. So I really got much else to say. I got one little clip I was going to play. I might save that little clip for another day. Because, in fact, no, I can play it real quick. You can't make this stuff up. Only because when we talk about politics and parliament, The only reason I'm showing you this is to show you sometimes how far these people are willing to go for this thing here. This is a few weeks ago in Parliament, and this is in Bahamas. Let me just light play, man. When you don't consult the people that need to be consulted, this was happening at this level, right? This was going on.
That is now being tabled. I would rather
your call for it.
Speaker take my seat. We can hear from the minister. All we need is an assurance from the speaker that upon his completion, I would have an opportunity on behalf of the opposition to debate. That's all we asking for. I will take my seat. But what he has done.
Now, all I want to say is this is how things get done, apparently. You know, we don't sit and talk to people that necessary. We back and forth at the political level, you know, the intellectual stage. Well, let me show you let me just give a glimpse of what happens when the intellectuals don't see eye to eye.
What they have done before is to speak and then adjourn. Speak and adjourn. So, Madam Speaker, I'm asking whether or not we have your assurance, Madam Speaker, upon completion, that we will have an opportunity, as is customary, to speak after the member for Ken Island, Rugby, and St. Salvador, Madam Speaker.
Let the Bahamian people speak, Madam Speaker.
The Bahamian,
Madam Speaker.
there's a member on the floor. I've already addressed the member, and that member is speaking. What I will do is address you when this member is done. I will address you. You don't know what that address entails.
All the people want is a voice to be heard, you know. The people just want to be heard, and then they want some response to what is being said, not just you making plans and then telling me what you want for me. That can't work.
But I have an opportunity to speak. That's what we're asking.
We will deal with that when I get to that order of business.
Well, let me show you what the order of business is for the day. When you ignore the voice and the cries of the people, right? Even at the political level.
The chair recognizes the honorable member for Freetown.
Madam Speaker.
Whenever, okay.
Government may have its way, the opposition ought to have its say, Madam Speaker. You have an opportunity in your discretion to permit us to put on the public record our views on a matter of critical subject.
Now I will say. Get him! Ah, my. My lord.
Yeah, when you ignore the cries of the people, even at the political level, people get frustrated. And you heard the passion tonight. You heard the explanations tonight. You heard the logic tonight, and even the illogical madness of playing road tax on diesel for boat a vessel at sea. Like, all right, so it was an oversight, but now you know about it. Correct it. Just correct it. Don't continue in your folly and expect folks to continue with your folly. But it's only a matter when, not a matter if. I mean, it's only obvious. Anyhow, family, that's all I can say for the night. I give thanks for those that tuned in. I'm saying, you know, in fact, the folks said, let me give it up here. I give it all up, man. Give thanks for the information. Same to you all. Yeah. Night to you all, and thanks, and turning on the lights. Yeah, shout out to Mom, the matriarch, all the way in UK, tuning into Barbados, paying attention. We give thanks to the family abroad. Over and away, love and light, family. Rest well. We love having you on here. Be sure to return soon. Wade, I think that was for you, Wade, direct. Yes, give thanks, Pedro. Guidance. Thanks, guys. Very nice program. We love it, man. We love it, man. Yeah, the mayor's out the window. Go on, man. Over Miss, yeah, Amazing Grace. It gone crazy, man. It gone crazy. Anyhow, family, we thank you all again. Have a restful night, family. We thank you. Daffodil, I was looking for a tune to play, right? But it's like, man, I ain't even know. I had to ask Carrie Ann. She got a tune. Carrie Ann, we usually end up in a tune. I don't know if you got one. I don't know if you got a tune you want to play. Empress, I see Empress right here. Can you play Assassin Something Gotta Give? Jeez, on. All right, the tune come in already, man. So when you want to send me the link, though, Empress, I'll save me for having to type it in. I got you covered, though, man. I agree. Something got to give, man. Something got to give, man. Let me go and get it, man. Let me go and get it. Let me get it, man. All right. This is the original song. Assassin. He changed it. I think he changed his name, though. I think he changed his name. I can't remember what you call himself now. I'm sure there's a video for this. There's a video for this. Yeah, there's a video for this. I find it, man. I find the video, man. I got it right here. It's a big tune, though, Empress. We know what this tune here, Empress. Carry on this tune for you, the whole family, man. The whole Fisher Forks crew. This tune here was selected by Empress, one of our very own. Shout it to Fade again. The whole Fade family. Something got to give, man. Link is in the comments, family. Those who want to check it out later on. Something got to give, man. Only a matter of, I know tell you story.
Same thing again. Life goes on. We have to carry on.
Industries, man. More people.
Same thing again. Dinner share, dumpling and mackerel. But we give thanks cause something in the pot still. The work ain't easy. Tomorrow me can back still. Cause the youth them have to eat. Some of the same thing again. Month and the bills the one we can't pay. But we not give up, now go try the fast way. Come home, come see me furniture in the walkway. The landlord so we can't stay. And at the same thing again. We work hard, trying to make it someday. When we can't rejoice, all the vibe like it's a fun day. Friday come and we kick back until Sunday, but tomorrow it's Monday. Back to the same thing again. Early morning have to reach a work even. Now the boss man I move like a jerk. But me not qualified for being a bank clerk. So no scan me when some freeze the on my shirt. I'm just the same thing again. Get to people's struggles never end. And even though it's no money, it's still more problem. But we want to change the trend and make things better for the children. But until then, I just the same thing again. Every day, mama gonna work left her. Two little daughter, them when she bring come and hurt us. Little breast start show. Be a man a flirt, no another teenager giving birth. And at the same thing again. Another get to youth, I get stifled. Can't break the system, no matter how him try to. Frustration, make the virgin can't pick up the rifle. Just a continue the cycle of the same thing again. Just another crime without a solver. Youth get killed with a .38 revolver. Them say him fire first, but him get the worst cutter. And him turn up in the earth and the same thing again. It's just another night. People block the road and I defend them rights.
Hold on, Empress.
Yeah, I tell you with the nice, you can hear a lot of struggles and the vice at the same thing again. Get to people's struggles never end, and even though it's no money, there's still more problem. But we have to change the trend and make it better for the children. But until then, same thing again.
So you gotta change the struggle for the sake of the children, right? Well, I firmly believe so. Don't worry, Empress, I see you. I can give you what you're looking for right now, man. I can find the acoustic one. I got you covered, man. See? I got you covered. See? I ain't miss you. We drop this one right here now, man. For the Fisher Forks, man.
Hey, follow me now. I'm on to something's gotta give. Me get a daughter now, so me have to think smarter now. It means that me have to think constructive. Always like so me brain I make smarter now. Over the years, put in the work, sweat running and me sure glad the work I pay off you now. That is why we are hold the world. Just muscle off you now. Hey, something. No for them youth and no manners. Parents are get softer now. When you no see your TV, you go to you them. SpongeBob and Patrick, no mention South Park. Then if them all are surf the internet, you're not even a check or monitor with them a watch you now. Oh, you want kick and box, I know. You know that one I've got. Me no yes this morning. Me can't afford for it. I said the boss man say him a go fire me. If me reach 1 second after 8. So tell me then, I could have make a this morning. Hey, just must tell me why this morning every light they parade. Then tell me why you this morning out every morning make your battery decide for dead. And tell me then I could have make a this morning the police are working a stealth. Then tell me why you this morning the officer notice me now wear no seatbelt. Yeah. The busman no want me to pass. Why every old lady in the world want cross? Why am I alone? I try to drive fast. Lord, I must see me alone. Have a serious pass. So now the traffic a bumper to bumper. How about that? Now tell me some tire puncher. Oh, but I don't care. I go ribbit. Rough up the car, lose a minute, late. Oh, the joke man, the tire way. Don't be late.
Some things got to give. Listen, family, all I can tell you all right is that if you don't pay attention, what's going on in Barbados, like Mr. Barrow once said, you're going to wake up and find and realize that we don't even want it no more, man. So pay attention. Pay attention to your family, pay attention to your children, pay attention to the community, pay attention all around your family because something got to give. Haile Selassie the First, Empress Reserve Menin, is the one perfect balance. Thanks again. Tune in on Friday. We got some other folks coming in, discuss some additional stuff. A lot of things going Barbados, like I said, man, but we're going to definitely check that stuff out tomorrow and see what's going on with the fisher folks and this restoration projects. You know what I'm saying? So we can probably give you an update on that in the following week. We're going to put it together, though, family. Give thanks for tuning in again, taking your time, energy, and synergy. Remember, this is to be continued, man. So we can pull that track up again, man. Hold on. Let me pull that one up. Wait. Wait, gone. Oh, I see it. Something got to give, man. Something got to give, man. Right now, family. Just you and just to support me and all of Barbados, all the Caribbean.
When me say something's gotta give. Me get a daughter now, so me have to think smarter now. It means that me have to think constructive. It's like some brain I make smarter now. Over the years, put in the work, spent running on me shirt. Just the work I pay off you now. But that's my real. Tour the world and board those. I mash up all the charts you now. Something's gotta give. Most of the youth, them are no manners. Parents are get softer now. On a TV, that grow the youth, them SpongeBob and Patrick. No mention South Park now. And if them all are surf the internet, and you're not even a check or monitor where them a watch you now. Oh, you want kick and box now. When the same little picnic, them a tell you about your class now. Cause something's gotta give. Righteousness I get less and more dread than Rasta now. And over the people them, that's where them Bible is like. So nobody now listen to no pastor now. And that is why the place in a state hurricane and earthquake and a be a disaster now. And it's the east, west, north and south. That be a joke, we not even have water now. Because something's gotta give. Oh yes, we got to live.